From gorgeous downtown Des Moines, Iowa, it's the IFL Game of the Week on Stadium. The Bismarck Bucks off to a best start in franchise history at 3-1, and the Iowa Barnstormers look to bounce back after an overtime loss last week. Hi, everybody. So happy you could join us. It's the 20-year coach and administrator, Dave Winham. I'm Mick Tidrow on the IFL Game of the Week on Stadium. Combined between us, 4 indoor game championships. Dave, it's a hot start for this Iowa offense. 55 points per game, second best in the IFL. What started this?
Well, you know, it really started off as a year of transition with the tragic loss of the general manager, John Pettit. Then naming Les Moss as head coach only weeks before training camp, they were scrambling. But to no one's surprise, Les Moss has the offense clicking. Quarterback Daquan Neal has been straight fire for the Barnstormers. Now he has some weapons, including Connor Hollenbeck, number 18, but he may be the best weapon they have. He's a threat to score on every play. He's
a fan favorite too. Connor Hollenbeck has been a staple for the Barnstormers. You turn your attention to the Bismarck Bucks, a 3-1 team. They've really started to settle in at quarterback. Glenn Coyette and company have been dominating.
You know, and they are off to a great start, coming off of a thumping of the Northern Arizona Wranglers last week. Now at 3-1, Coach Miller has settled in on his quarterback. They hung 61 points on him last week. This should be another great IFL game tonight on Stadium.
Well, both teams have averaged at least 55 points in the past 2 games. We'll see where the offense comes from today. It's Iowa, it's Bismarck on the Game of the Week on Stadium.
BetConnect, the official communications provider of the Bismarck Bucks. BetConnect, the official replay sponsor of the Bismarck Bucks.
Poem Design is your shop for specialized and meaningful home decor. Nothing makes a house a home like personalized designs that celebrate your milestones and tells your family's unique story. Check out our e-commerce site to find signs, photo prints, and much more. Let Poem's cutting-edge technology create unique products to help you add your personal touch to any space. Visit poemdesign.net to shop our catalog today.
Bucks football is presented by these fine sponsors: Aramark, Dakota Community Bank and Trust, Dickinson State University, Torgerson Auto Center, Stone Home Brewing Company, and West River Chiropractic. Bucks football is presented by these fine sponsors: Action Motorsports, Bill Barth Ford, Glenn's Welding, H.A. Thompson & Sons, Taco Del Mar, and Veracity Motors.
Since 1908, H.A. Thompson & Sons has helped thousands of buildings run comfortably through the hottest and coldest weather in North Dakota.
Now, our guaranteed maintenance agreements for heating and cooling systems keep your equipment running efficiently, reducing costs, and providing consistent comfort. Preventive maintenance doesn't cost, it actually saves, and we'll show you how to save money and improve your comfort.
Working together, we'll find ways to help your building and budget with our custom maintenance plans.
Call us today, H.A. Thompson & Sons.
Bucks football is presented by these fine sponsors: Who Hot Mongolian Grill, Jiffy Lube, Hawk Tree Golf Course, Moss Adams, Premier Property, and Shields. Bucks football is presented by these fine sponsors: Bank Communications Cooperative, Shields, Pure Country, Runnings Farm and Fleet, Taco Del Mar, Cluton Property Management.
May is National Beef Month, and what better time to explain where the different cuts of beef come from. We are in grilling season, and knowing your way around cuts of beef can be useful when choosing a cut of meat. National Beef Month is a time to thank cattlemen that work tirelessly to keep meat on our tables and keep our ag economy strong. We are proud to recognize, celebrate, and support all those hardworking men and women. A big thank you from Dakota Community Bank and Trust.
West River Chiropractic, the official chiropractor of the Bismarck Bucks.
Firm's Memorial Day sale is the perfect time to buy a Purple mattress. You've heard about it, now stop in and try the Purple Smart Comfort Grid technology. This means no more back pain no matter your body type. Get Mattress Firm's 120-night comfort trial and 0% financing up to 5 years. Top it off with huge savings and free gift with purchase. In stock, ready for immediate delivery, or pick it up yourself and toss it in the trunk. Find your Purple mattress at Mattress Firm's Memorial Day sale, where North Dakota shops for Purple.
There are many gaming choices across the region, but why play games that don't reward you? Instead, join the Night Club, the Players Club at Prairie Knights Casino and Resort. When you use the Night Club card, you earn rewards like free slot play, comps, entries into big giveaways, great discounts, special offers, and more. And right now, you can get in on new member and referral bonuses. Like rewards? Join the club. The Night Club, only at Prairie Knights Casino and Resort. Feel lucky tonight.
Our family had problems with hydration, fatigue, and cramping that no product on the market could solve. We knew there had to be a solution, which led us to inventing Cramp Aid. Our elite athletes have reported up to an 80% reduction in water loss when using Cramp Aid compared to other sports drinks. Nature didn't make water colored, so neither does Cramp Aid. Our products contain all natural flavors and are dye-free. Cramp Aid helps your water take you further.
When no one else is around. Champions get to work. They never rest. Never settle.
Since 1908, H.A. Thompson & Sons has helped thousands of buildings run comfortably through the hottest and coldest weather in North Dakota.
Now, our guaranteed maintenance agreements for heating and cooling systems keep your equipment running efficiently, reducing costs, and providing consistent comfort. Preventive maintenance doesn't cost, it actually saves. And we'll show you how to save money and improve your comfort.
Working together, we'll find ways to help your building and budget with our custom maintenance plans.
Call us today, H.A. Thompson & Sons.
Sleep Number, your official sleep partner of the Bismarck Bucks. Turd Burglar, the official sponsor of the Deuce Rule. Cluton Property Management, the official...
With teams from coast to coast and growing, we are the Indoor Football League. The IFL is the nation's longest continuously running pro indoor football league, and we want you to get in on the action. Visit goifl.com to watch games, learn about our players and coaches, and click on your favorite team's site for tickets and official team merchandise. Follow us on social media and visit goifl.com.
Oh, what a fun one we have on tap tonight on Stadium. It's the Indoor Football League Game of the Week. The Bismarck Bucks and Iowa Barnstormers. Dave Winham, Mick Tidrow on hand with our wonderful stadium crew. Dave set up. It's just the third week for Iowa in the schedule. Bismarck has 4 under its belt. What are you expecting as we see the crowd continue to file in today?
I tell you what, it's going to be a great high-scoring game, I predict, because we've got 2 quarterbacks that are clicking, and they've got weapons all around. But as I mentioned in the pregame, old Dewan might be his own most dangerous weapon. This guy is just on fire and is a threat to score every time he touches the ball.
And you look at what Iowa can do. DeQuan Neal is one of the big storylines of the entire IFL. He does it on a game-to-game basis. We'll continue to break down his game throughout the course of the broadcast, but just right off the top, 10 touchdowns, no interceptions. The offense starts and ends with him.
Absolutely, and you just don't know. I mean, you can't heat up the rush too hot, because every time you do, he's gonna take off on you. He's a real challenge for defenses.
Bismarck will receive to begin the first half.
Bismarck receives to start this one off from Des Moines, Iowa.
And what a great place over the years for the indoor game. They've been involved in it since 1995 in 3 different leagues and have been, in the championship hunt in all 3 of them, and now just a real fixture of the IFL.
Wells Fargo Arena. Tonight we're on WatchStadium.com
mentioned it, Dave, one of the fixtures in the IFL, and then you look at Bismarck just right down the road, one of the newer teams, fresher faces of the Indoor Football League.
But they're off to a red-hot start, and I tell you what, this is really going to be a good one. I think a lot of it's going to turn out like who's going to get it after it defensively and be able to get a stop here and there.
Let's see where the stops come from. Both of these teams over 100 points in each of the last 2 games combined. Iowa's 1-1, Bismarck's 3-1, a best start in franchise history. They'll have the football first. Sorrel Hendrick back to receive. And we're underway from Des Moines, Iowa on Stadium for the game of the week. And the first kick, a bouncer out of bounds.
Good news for the fan who caught it, and good news for the Bismarck Bucks with great field position.
And talk about that field position led by starting quarterback Glenn Couillette. He has been fantastic, especially in the last few games. Most notably last game, 5 touchdown passes, a career best. We'll see him on display in the starting lineup, Justin Rankin. This is a playmaking offense with Harvey Stokes and Kerrigan at wide receiver.
They really are, and whenever they snap the ball, you're going to see 2 people in motion, and both of them are a handful.
And this secondary for Iowa, first year for everybody in the Indoor Football League. First snap, Couillette drops deep, has a wide open man. It's J.T. Stokes down inside the 15 to the 12, and the big play continues for Bismarck. They carry that over from last week where Couillette had 4 touchdowns of 30 yards or more. And
he was cool in the back of the pocket there, just taking a look at the way they dropped in zone, found that little soft spot, and had a wide open receiver.
How does Iowa defend somebody like Couillette when he has that much time?
Well, as we discussed, you know, it's always about protecting yours and getting after theirs. But with Couillette, I think, you know, he is much more of a threat to pass than to run. Okay, and as I say that, he runs the option.
It's an option to Rankin, and he spills into the boards.
They had a little trouble with the pitch relationship there. That one could have gone the other way.
So they mark it back near the line of scrimmage. So 2nd and 10. After the deep ball by Couillette, take a look at his numbers. 10 touchdowns, just 2 interceptions, and last week was a coming out party for him. 5 touchdowns was a career best.
Yeah, it kind of made Coach Rod Miller's decision easy. They were kind of struggling with who to go with at number 1, and Glenn just kind of settled it.
And he's helped lead this team to a 3-1 start. 2nd down, handoff Rankin. He has been one of the star running backs of the IFL.
He really is a handful. He's a hard runner. He had a little late shift, a little behind the line cut there that kind of slowed him down, but he will hit the area of attack hard most times.
And he's put that on display. 2nd in the IFL with 145 rushing yards this year. So not just a passing offense as we've seen. Bismarck knows how to run the football too.
Hey, you know, that's really the cool thing about the IFL. It really is much more like traditional football, where the run game and passing games both have to be prepared for and defended.
It's Couillette on 3rd down. First one they faced today. Jump ball tapped away, intended for Raheem Harvey. And that young secondary for Iowa, that's a big play early in this game.
And Couillette took a big hit when he released the ball there. Bounced right back up and ready to go.
So decision time on 4th and 6. Rod Miller corrals Couillette and company.
Well, let's go Barnstormers. Defense.
They're going to elect to run a play as opposed to kicking here at 4th and 6.
Couillette 4th down. Needs 6 yards, incomplete pass, and there's your first defensive stop of the day. And for a defensive back unit that's been looking for that, a big time stop for Iowa.
And you know, defensive coordinator Rob Keith really has these guys flying to the ball. It's their 3rd game of the season, and the first 2 they really are flying around and getting great hits and great break on the ball.
I'll flip the script, take a look at the Iowa Barnstormers offense. It's the reigning IFL MVP, DeQuan Neal from 2019. 59 touchdown passes last year, only 3 picks. He's following that up with a pretty good start this year with 10-0. And the rest of that offense looks a little bit different. No Bo Tanner and no Andrew Mahoney at wide receiver, both out due to injury. And there goes Kavalu. Breaks his way at the 24-yard line, a gain of 15 yards in the first play from scrimmage.
Yeah. As discussed, you know, the run game is a really big part of the IFL game, and with the jack linebacker, the non-rushing linebacker, being able to drop anywhere into coverage, it opens up the running game in a way that other indoor leagues never did.
And these two teams have star running backs. Kavalu with some early action. First throw from Neal, 6-yard pass and catch. Carrington Thompson, senior, in the starting lineup today.
Yeah, and we have, as you mentioned, Anthony Mahoney is out of the game, and that was a game-time decision, and he's been so prolific in the first 2 games.
Yeah, Mahoney, 188 yards, 4th in the IFL. Banged up a little bit last week. Carrington Thompson with a start instead. It's Neal. He's suffocated and fights his way up to the 20, so back to the line of scrimmage, and it's 3rd and short.
Looks like Bismarck's been studying the game video. They know that he tends in that situation to give a quick step and then run that kind of that quick quarterback draw, and he's so dangerous. Believe me when I tell you, he will break loose at some point tonight.
I saw that several times last week.
Oh my goodness! I mean, every single play you got to watch that one.
Third and 4 for Neal and company. There's the option. Bismarck's defense swarms and a loss of 2.
Boy, that really was great-looking team defense as you watch it here. The flow of the defense to the ball, they never really let him get downhill. He never really got a chance to get up the field, and they were all swarming on him. It was really good-looking team D.
That's what head coach Rod Miller for the Bucks has said. We need our defense to swarm.
Yeah.
That's one area we have had mistakes in, and today so far so good.
Yeah, they're well prepared. They, you know, it's tricky early in the season. You don't have a lot of video on teams, but both of these teams seem very well prepared for each other.
3 to snap. First 4th down for Iowa. Reigning MVP slings one deep. Carrington Thompson has it batted out of his hands by Keontae Goudeau, and both defenses hold strong.
And really a great job of coverage, because that play really took a long time to develop. The protection for DeQuan Neal was just perfect, and that puts a lot of stress on a DB in one-on-one deep like that, but he did a great job staying with it and making the play.
No score through 1 possession for each in Iowa.
We will have our famous football fling. Stop by our tables located on contours.
When no one else is around, champions get to work. They never rest, never settle.
One possession each, both defensive stops. And Bismarck back on the offensive end with Glenn Couillette. IFL Game of the Week on Stadium in Des Moines, Iowa. So happy you could join us. Couillette has space, a lethal runner down inside the 20, down to the 19, and an 8-yard carry on first down. Those are big chunk plays that Iowa's trying to avoid.
Absolutely, and when you have man coverage like that, it's going to open things up. Glenn certainly had nothing but green in front of him. But I tell you what, we started out the game with each team getting a stop. Probably the last thing we expected after watching these teams the last couple of games.
119 points in the last 2 games for Bismarck, 111 for Iowa. And how about that defensive stops? 2nd and 1. Couillette, 2 straight plays, 2 straight runs, and a first down to the 16.
A very, very difficult play to defend in the IFL. As you know, everybody drops off into coverage. If you get those 3 rushers up the field a little bit, it just gives them that seam to get a couple of yards. You can see in the IFL how much it helps to have a quarterback who is at least a threat to get some yards with his feet as well.
Couillette's a really good short yard runner too. He has 4 rushing touchdowns all near the 4-yard line or in. So you see that short yard ability from him. Rankin's second carry, pushes the pile, hits the boards, and a 2-yard carry.
And he took the pile with him for an extra yard there. I've been real impressed watching him in his first couple of games this year. He tends to be a low, hard runner. He was a little high on that first one, but you got to have it in this game. You got to have the ability to get 2-3 yards when you need them.
Cowbells are out. Dave, where's your cowbell?
More cowbell, right? I was waiting when we were going to hear a call for more cowbell.
7 minutes to go in the first. We made it almost halfway through. Couillette launches one, tipped around, and it's a batted ball by Tyrone Cromwell III. That would have been a touchdown had he not tipped it.
Well, there's no question that the intended receiver got lost back there. Both the secondary lost him and the quarterback lost him, and it was kind of, look what I found, kind of a bat of the ball out there. He's a little bit upset that he didn't pull it down. It was a heck of a play to get his hand on it as it was.
It's a second pass breakup of the season. Cromwell out of Florida Tech in his first IFL season. 3rd and 8. Quick hit to Harvey, one of the leading receivers in the IFL, stopped after 3 yards. Harvey almost 200 yards, 3rd best in the league. And now on 4th down after a stop the first possession. What do you do if you're Bismarck? Kick or go?
Well, I expect that they're going to kick just because of the fact that no team has scored yet. You'd think that they might want to just get on the board. But in this game, you never know. They could line up to kick and run a play from scrimmage. But it looks like they're going to go ahead and take the 3 if they can make it.
It's Cody Barber. Played for the Barnstormers a couple years ago, now with the Bucks. 4 of 8 on field goals this season. And Cody Barber puts the first 3 points on the board today from Des Moines. Took us until the 5:34 mark.
3 points on the board for the Bucks.
3-zip Bucks lead on Stadium.
Opportunity to respond. Hey fans, we want to remind you that Broadmont's Medical Center is the official team physicians of the Iowa Barnstormers.
Well, Dave, Iowa about to take the field again for the second offensive possession. Overarching theme for this team has been the offense, of course. But this part of the season, so early, and a 1-1 record, how do you just try to compile everything that you've seen through 2 games and put it together for a team like the Bucks?
Well, you know, the one thing that the Iowa Barnstormers has going for them that the Bucks don't is 4 games of video, you know, so they can get a lot better look at what Bismarck is doing offensively than what Bismarck could get on the opponent. But I'll tell you, I expect that Iowa is going to fall into their groove, and like I said, you're not going to slow down Mr. Neal all night. You know, you can prepare for him, you can emphasize, and hey, that's the thing, you know, in football, oftentimes every week you kind of get what you emphasize, but DeQuan Neal is the kind of guy who can make that preparation be all for naught at times, because he's just so dangerous every time.
Barber set to kick. Cavallo, the lone man back for the Barnstormers, takes it deep. Pursuit, he blows right by it. He blows by Rankin 2, and it's Hunt who yanks him down inside the 15 to the 13, and this is excellent field position for Daquan Neal and company.
And Tony Jones did a great job blocking on that play. He took his guy halfway down the field and really helped him break it loose. What great field position. Now let's see what Daquan Neal does from here. Take a look. Look at Tony Jones, right to the wall.
And Tony Jones is somebody teams don't want to mess with. He is somebody that is one of the best at what he does.
Yes, he is. He plays the game the way it's supposed to be played.
Defensive lineman, linebacker combo. Second possession for Neal. Flags fly. That's our first penalty today.
Yes, thankfully you're right about that. And great tempo.
Before the snap, false start, number 15 on the offense. 5-yard penalty, first down.
While we may not have had the scoring that we expected to have early in the first quarter, we certainly have had great tempo to the game.
A great defensive tempo.
Yeah.
It's about as good as a first quarter as you can have against Daquan Neal.
Yeah.
He's 1 of 2 for just 7 yards. Lone pass complete to Thompson, and it's Cavallo once again. He's had the best day so far offensively, and he's down to the 6, first and goal.
I'll tell you what, you're going to see that too, where you've got a linebacker sitting tight and spying on Daquan Neal, and the motion back or running back gets to sneak out and get some yards.
Rather 2nd and 5 after a 5-yard carry.
And it's tough up in here. You know, there's not a lot of room to work when you get in the red zone in the IFL. The end zones are small and tight, and it makes things difficult for the passing game.
Neal has time. He has space. Cavallo with the reception. Godot pursues, and he has help as Cameron Hunt finishes.
And he really did a nice job staying with that ball. He was under duress as soon as he caught it, and had it, really did a good job of looking the ball in.
He seems to be an early option. Coach Moss talked about, hey, he is somebody that's going to see time at wide receiver, running back today because of the injuries we've had.
Yeah, and even one, as we mentioned, with Mahoney coming, just an hour before the game. I think they're doing a good job of spreading the ball around when Bismarck is focused on number 2.
3rd and 2.
And there.
It's 1-on-1 for Neal, and he scores the first touchdown tonight. Sometimes it's too easy for number 2.
He sure makes it look that way, and it's a hard thing to defend when you've got you've got the receivers out across the end zone, and he's got time to look, and the brushers are up the field. It's a doggone hard thing to tackle that guy one-on-one in the open field.
That's already his 5th rushing touchdown of the season. He's accounted for now 15 Barnstormer touchdowns. Nathan Criswell, the kicker, on for the extra point, and he's wide. 3 points separate these two on the IFL Game of the Week on Stadium.
Barnstormers go up 6-3.
We look forward to serving you here at your local community bank.
Every day we rise, bend, twist, walk, run, doing the things we love. They are simple until they are not. If pain is holding you back from simple tasks like work, playing sports, or spending time with loved ones, West River can help you get the pain relief you need to enjoy the things you love. Take the step to a happier, healthier life by calling us today, or go online to westriverchiro.com. West River Chiropractic. Family, wellness, athletics. We are proud to be the official team chiropractor of the Bismarck Bucks.
Welcome back to Des Moines, Iowa for the IFL Game of the Week on Stadium. It's the Bismarck Bucks at 3-1, the best start in franchise history against the Barnstormers, coming off a loss last week in overtime against Duke City.
And they're playing them tough. You know, we're right at the end of the first quarter, and they've held them to 6 points.
Long run back and a stop as Lorenzo West, with some of his first action of the season for the Bucks, somehow out of the end zone.
One thing you got to love about the IFL, Mick, is every kickoff is an adventure. You know, whether they put one up in the air and try and cover down, or whether they kick the hard one to bounce around in the end zone. And, you know, there's that added incentive for the cover team, because if the return man can't bring it out, that's what's known as a rouge, 1 point for the kickoff team. So it makes for some unpredictable plays down there.
Well, C.J. Thornton Jr. is on the turf. We'll take a break as they tend to Thornton Jr. here from Iowa. Barnstormers up by 3.
Big round of applause for C.J. Thornton Jr.
Fourth best scoring offense in the IFL has been held in check to just 3 points today. The Bucks with the second offensive possession, and flags fly, and they are everywhere.
Encroachment. Number 91 on the defense was contact. 5-yard penalty, first down.
Sending a little message for if you want to take the straight snap as opposed to a shotgun snap.
Now 1st and 5.
Son Chukwukalu, first penalty on the Barnstormers. So 1st and 5. It's Couillette. He's been held in check for the most part after his first pass of 22 yards. He hits Kerrigan, and it's a first down to the 20.
Jammed up at the 20.
Well-designed play, had a lot of misdirection going with it, and I tell you what, that back can be tricky when you're playing zone and trying to cover guys running through your zone, and that back swings out late like that. Great break on the ball and great open field tackle, though.
That's one area Iowa said we need to work on, the open field tackling, and through 2 weeks, one of the big talking points. So far, so good today.
Now, Coach Keith is going to have an aggressive defense now.
Couillette to pitch to Rankin. Has to do some switchback work. Muscles his way up toward the 25, just inside of the 24.
Really good job of just keeping the pitch back flat, not letting him get turned upfield. Again, talking about getting what you emphasize. You know, interesting relationship between the Barnstormers head coach Les Moss and their defensive coordinator, Coach Rob Keith.
Yeah, you look at the coaching changes that so many teams have made. Keith was the head coach the last stop. Moss was an assistant. They flip spots here.
Yep.
As Couillette rifles one toward JT Stokes, dragged down and into the boards right at the 15. So another first down for the Bucks. It seems as though they can move the football today, but once they get to that 10 to 15 yard line, Iowa's defense has played well.
Yeah, they really are flying around. But as you mentioned, Coach Keith was the head coach of the Albany team in the Old Arena Football League, the last team to win a championship in 2019. Before that, league called it quits, and Coach Moss was his offensive coordinator. Now, with only weeks before training camp, the Iowa Barnstormers tabbed Coach Moss to be their head coach, and he brought Rob with him.
And if you had to pick somebody to lead a team that close to training camp, Les Moss seems to be the guy to do it.
Oh, he's been there and he's done that. He's been involved with the indoor game since 1988. And his father, Perry Moss, was one of the all-time great coaches in the indoor game, and you know, a former head coach of Florida State and the CFL Toronto Argonauts. So he comes from a great lineage as a coach, to say the very least.
That was C.J. Thornton, helped off again. Hope he's okay. Time dwindles away in the first quarter. It's been a defensive-minded effort from both Iowa and Bismarck. 15 minutes down. It's the IFL Game of the Week on Stadium from Des Moines, Iowa.
IFL Game of the Week.
Since 1908, H.A. Thompson & Sons has helped thousands of buildings run comfortably through the hottest and coldest weather in North Dakota.
Now, our guaranteed maintenance agreements for heating and cooling systems keep your equipment running efficiently, reducing costs, and providing consistent comfort. Preventive maintenance doesn't cost, it actually saves. And we'll show you how to save money and improve your comfort.
Working together, we'll find ways to help your building and budget with our custom maintenance plans.
Call us today, H.A. Thompson & Sons.
Welcome back to Des Moines, Iowa. It's the IFL Game of the Week on Stadium. Dave Winham, Mick Tidrow with you with our wonderful stadium crew tonight. And the promotions are on the field. This is when Dave leaves the booth and heads down and starts to coach, right?
Yeah, absolutely. I could coach this promotion down here. Previous to that, my best coaching in the indoor game made me a color commentator on Stadium.
Hey, that's a good deal for us. We're lucky. We're lucky. Well, it's a 6-3 start. They're banging the cowbells here in Iowa.
I will tell you that, certainly it's Memorial Day weekend, and, coming off of the craziest time in history as it relates to the COVID complications. Still, we have a nice crowd here, and man, they're into it. And I will tell you, the Iowa Barnstormer crowds are famous for being loud and annoying to the visiting team.
We've seen some energetic crowd members today.
Oh man, I'll tell you, that's right. And some good-looking fans. I know we're going to be talking about Fan of the Week here in a little bit. We've got some really, really great-looking Barnstormer fans who are really into it.
Maybe see a couple of those in the future. We'll see.
Absolutely, future Barnstormers.
First and 10 for the Bucks at the 15. Only 3 points in the first quarter. Off the heels of a 61-39 win against Northern Arizona last week. Glenn Couillette gives it to Justin Rankin. Bursts by a couple. Switchback, and Justin Rankin bullies his way for 6.
And that's the Justin Rankin we were talking about at the top of the game.
Just the pure power.
Yeah, just a guy that is tough to tackle once you let him get ahead of steam.
So Bismarck answers the Iowa score. Back in front, they led 3-0. Cody Barber, 14 of 21 on extra points this season, but season best 7 of 8 last week.
Even though they haven't backed up the extra point like they have in the NFL, it's like kicking into a second-story window. It's a tough kick. It's not an automatic.
The Government Traffic Safety Bureau acts as a subdivision of the Iowa Department of Public Safety. The GTSB oversees.
Need your daily sports fix? Stadium's got you covered. Prairie Knights has opened all slot machines for use, and Blackjack is back as well. So come on out, enjoy all your favorite games, and rest assured social distancing protocols are still in place. And right now, get in on the $110,000 Summer Cruisers giveaway. Win cash, comps, and free slot play prizes on Sundays. Or one of our grand prizes, a Can-Am Spider or Ranger pontoon. Get here for the Summer Cruisers giveaway. It's one of the biggest giveaways of the year. Feel lucky tonight.
We agree. Dave Winham, Mick Tidrow in Iowa. It's a good shirt.
Yeah, man. And while it took about 2/3 of the first quarter to get a score on the board, it took less than a minute to get the first score in the second quarter, and now we're kind of getting into the IFL groove.
You're seeing the receiving pickup. JT Stokes, 44 reception yards for the Bucks. Justin Rankin just scored a touchdown. He has 24 yards on 5 carries. And here we go. Onside kick action. And now the question becomes, was it the right amount of yards? And it was.
Yeah.
Bismarck recovers.
And they definitely caught him by surprise there with that hard kick right at somebody. And you got to be alert every kickoff in this league.
The receiving, touch the ball.
Oh, pardon me, not an onside kick, just right off the foot.
It is down. First down for the kicking team.
Yep.
Either way, Bucks football.
Here, take a look at it. Yeah, man, that he didn't have time to react to it. But I do not believe you can advance the ball if you recover an onside kick.
And so the Bucks taking a couple of steps back.
Yep. But, you know, the same as a defensive stop right there. You get an extra possession by sneaking one in on them in the kicking game, whether it's onside kick or a fake field goal, whatever it is.
From the 7, Couillette wants the deep ball. He chucks it. It's Kerrigan who leaps up, and it's batted down.
And really lucky that it wasn't intercepted. Hanging one up there against zone defense on such a narrow field as this. It's only 85 feet wide. Is pretty dangerous, as you'll see here.
Couillette has the confidence, though, to throw that ball.
There's no question. It's just if you hang it up like that, it's a little bit too much time. That just as easily could have been picked off.
The defensive backs have been pretty active. Tyrone Cromwell back there, John McClure III, David Haney.
A young group, but they play with a lot of confidence.
Second and 10 for Couillette. Finds a seam, bursts through it. And to the 18. There's that running ability of 11 yards for Glenn Couillette.
He came up the field with some authority too. He's a bit of a load to tackle one-on-one, isn't he?
He's 6 foot, 220. Played 3 years at Tulane, one at Texas Southern. Head coach Rod Miller said, hey, we know he is a dual threat quarterback, but we love what we've seen from him, standing in the pocket and making his reads before he runs.
Yeah, and it's not like he's a blazing speed runner, but you know, he comes at you with authority when he is running, that's for sure.
And off to Rankin. And the first down run for the bruising back out of Kent State. And some extracurriculars, Landry on the field.
Multiple flags on the play.
You know, you have a wall and you have defenders hitting guys into a wall. Sometimes that just naturally irritates people, you know, but this is something that we've seen.
After the play, unsportsmanlike conduct. Number 51 on the offense. That is his first unsportsmanlike. Half the distance to the goal. First down.
And it's what we see early in the season where that discipline isn't there, and just understanding you got to get back in the huddle and run another play and not kill a drive with with just penalties that don't make any sense and are easily avoided.
Matthew Snow through the shoulders.
First and 19.
In the middle of that scrum. So it says second down.
Second down now. Second and 19.
19 yards to go for Couillette. Since the penalty happened after the play, not during, they lose the down and the yards. Couillette has plenty of time. There's the pressure. Evades one, evades two, and back to the original line of scrimmage.
Not enough for a first down.
which is pretty big to get 3rd and 10 as opposed to 3rd and 20. But it's going to be interesting to see now what kind of pressure the Iowa Barnstormers try to send on this 3rd and 11 play. Whether they'll just send 3 and try to zone them up, or whether they'll send an extra 4th rusher in that linebacker. And you'll note that he has to come from 5 yards deep. He's getting involved in coverage.
There's Couillette, long ball toward the turf, off JT Stokes' hands. So now 4th and 11 coming up.
And with that 3-man rush, they had great protection, and Couillette had plenty of time. He was just off the mark.
Defense now putting it up.
It's decision time, a long field goal try or go for it on 4th and 11, and Rod Miller's made his choice. He wants the field goal try.
In a tight game like this, obviously that's kind of the safe call, but I tell you, a lot of teams use the long field goal just as a field position play and try and kick it out almost like a punt in the traditional game, somewhere inside the 5. A lot of these guys can make this kick.
We'll see what Barber has here.
It's going to be short.
And it's Cavallo on the return, has plenty of space. Has 1 block, 3 flags fly, and he's down at the 14.
Goal attempt was short. Barnstormers bring it out. They'll spot it.
Yeah, that is the trickiest one of all to for the kicking team to cover, is when they just have a short field goal attempt, because they have to first protect and then cover down the length of the field, and that's a tricky thing to do. Had a good look
during the return, block in the back, number 9 on the return team. Half the distance to the goal. First down, Iowa.
And as you just heard, it's against the return team, as it looked like it was going to be to take away what was a pretty good return.
So instead of at the 10, back to the 5. 10-6, Bucks lead the Barnstormers on the IFL Game of the Week on Stadium.
Our family had problems with hydration, fatigue, and cramping that no product on the market could solve. We knew there had to be a solution, which led us to inventing Cramp-Aid. Our elite athletes have reported up to an 80% reduction in water loss when using Cramp-Aid compared to other sports drinks. Nature didn't make water colored, so neither does Cramp-Aid. Our products contain all natural flavors and are dye-free. Cramp-Aid helps your water take you further.
Prairie Knights has opened all slot machines for use, and Blackjack is back as well. So come on out, enjoy all your favorite games, and rest assured social distancing protocols are still in place. And right now, get in on the $110,000 Summer Cruisers giveaway. Win cash, comps, and free slot play prizes on Sundays. Or one of our grand prizes, a Can-Am Spider or Ranger pontoon. Get here for the Summer Cruisers giveaway. It's one of the biggest giveaways of the year. Feel lucky tonight.
Welcome back to Des Moines on the IFL Game of the Week on Stadium, and some of the younger fans enjoying the festivities here at Wells Fargo Arena.
Some of them have a tougher time understanding the grasp of what a relay race is, but that's all right.
That's tough. That's tough. There's the Gronkowski spike.
Hey, if you have an opportunity to get out to an IFL game, you really need to check it out. It's so much fun, whether you're bringing the kids out or whether you're bringing your friends out for a great night out. It's a blast. Go to goifl.com to check out where you can get tickets to a game near you.
Well, Dave, a lot of teams in the IFL this year, even more coming next year. There is plenty of action to see all across the league.
There's no question about it, and it's just so much fun. It's great to watch on Stadium, don't get me wrong, but to see it in person is just a whole nother level. It's just so much fun.
Well, back to Daquan Neal, the reigning IFL MVP. Trouble with the snap, somehow gets out of it, slings it toward Carrington Thompson, and are you kidding? Makes it look easy.
And just at the time when you say Daquan Neal is the reigning MVP, he makes a play just handling that bad snap, let alone getting there and making a big throw and catch.
Well, Carrington Thompson receiving the start today because of injuries to Andrew Mahoney and Bo Tanner. They love Thompson.
Well,
spent several seasons with
a big-time play, but, you know, this hasn't been the first game this season where Neal's maybe made the catch of the game off of an errant snap.
Had to do that a lot last week, and now he takes it himself. Medium gain on first down.
Yeah, just a routine 5 yards off of a busted up play. This kid is so impressive. We saw him a couple of weeks ago against Sioux Falls make a play off of an errant snap that you know, was a drive saver, and, you know, really went a long way in that victory and over Sioux Falls. And that play just previous to this one was another example of, man, you just can't blink on this kid.
2nd and 5, ball on the
Head coach Les Moss says he has no doubt that Neal is once again one of the tops in the league. 2nd and 5 from the 7. Neal surveys, throws way high.
Yep. And when we were talking to Coach Les Moss before the game, I wanted to make sure that I was pronouncing Daquan correctly. Daquan Neal's first name, and he said, well, I don't know, I call him Magic.
There's a reason for that. We've seen that a couple times today. Perfect example back at the end zone on a bad snap.
Yeah. You know, when you have a quarterback and a leader like that in this game, you've always got a chance.
Third and 5 against the Bismarck defense. Neal surveys again. There's a flag in the end zone.
And there was really nothing else DeLon Carter could do in that instance except for to grab and interfere. It really was a heads-up play.
Legal contact. Number 13 on the defense. Half the distance to the goal. Automatic first down.
Well, Dave, we haven't seen much of Trey Harvey today, one of the stud linebackers for the Bucks. There's the interference, the contact.
Yeah, that was
3-yard line.
That was DeLon Carter on that one.
Here we go.
And so first and goal.
Didn't call his number, called number 13 there.
Inside 8 minutes, second quarter, first and goal. Reigning IFL MVP rolls left, wide open. There's a touchdown, a flag's in the backfield.
Illegal formation. Number 20 on the offense. By rule, he must be split 3 yards from the goal. He was inside of the 3-yard mark. 5-yard penalty, remains first down.
Well, that's a tough way to have a touchdown called back, Mick.
It is, and especially for a defensive lineman linebacker that's in on offense. He wants that touchdown. That's Tony Winslow.
Yes, he does. Yes, he does.
Dejected, walks off the field.
Yeah.
I'd be a little upset, too.
Man, you think they ran that play a few times this week?
Oh, absolutely. Once or twice.
They were just waiting for this moment.
So backed up to the 9. Neal takes a couple drops, and Thompson Jr. yanked out of his hands by Goudeau. Just punched it out.
Boy, and they were really guarding against the run by Daquan Neal. They had a delayed rush from 5 yards deep by the back linebacker, while the Jack linebacker was just sitting over the top, spying on him, doing their best to take that part of the threat away.
Iowa looking to take the lead back. They had a 6-3 advantage a couple of minutes ago before the Bucks touchdown. Here's Neal, fakes the draw. Plenty of time in the pocket all day to throw, but the defense with Sorrell Hendrick holds tough.
Yeah, when you get down, as we mentioned, into this red zone, there's not a lot of room to move. So even when you have great protection like that, it's still hard to get a guy open. And That was great defense by the Bucks.
And Hendrick spent some time with the Denver Broncos and Chicago Bears mini camp teams in 2019. There's a look at head coach Les Moss, hired 3 weeks before training camp started in Des Moines.
Well, they hired the right guy at the right time, that's for sure.
3rd and 8. Ball on the 8.
This is a big play here in the game.
3rd and goal, under 6 to go. It's Neal once again all day to throw the football, and it's batted around by Goudeau. He seems to just be in the right place at the right time every throw.
And I'll tell you what, if you look at the rush and the way the Jack linebacker is just spying Daquan Neal, they're keeping him in that pocket, and that's half the battle. Well, then, you know, you got 3 receivers against 4 or 5, depending on if they send the MAC guys covering back there. That's tough. That's tough to find a spot. So now they're going to elect to try and get 3.
And the Bucks trust those defensive backs with so much experience to not let Neal break away on a run or hit him deep. That's Nathan Criswell trying to make this a 1-point game. 0 of 2 on field goals this year. Both have been blocked. This one is pure, and it's a 1-point game. Bismarck still leads in a low-scoring affair. We thought we'd see more scoring almost at the end of the second quarter, but that brings us to one of our fun segments on the Indoor Football League Game of the Week on Stadium. It's time for Fan of the Game. We have 3 fans for you to vote on, and once you have made your choice, head over to Stadium on Twitter, @Stadium, and vote for your choice in the poll. These 2 have a pretty good chance at winning that.
I would say that they are definitely going to get some votes.
The cowbells are out, the face paint, and then we have the shoulder pads and even more face paint. Different colors, too. I like the variation.
I'll tell you what, those are some imposing shoulder pads. I'd love to have seen the little family get-together where they made those shoulder pads.
Must have...
I need more spikes on mine.
Yeah, must have talked to the Raiders fan beforehand. And there's our fan number 3. He's smiling. We're smiling. He's enjoying himself.
Yes, he is. He's having a great time.
Make sure to go over to Stadium on Twitter. Vote for your choice of IFL Fan of the Game. Those are your 3 choices. I saw a couple of players intermingling, and that was enough for Rob Keefe to say, hey, no.
Oh, I'm sorry. I was tweeting my fan of the...
Who'd you pick?
Well, I can't
we can't say that. You're right.
I don't want to influence everybody, but I do want to encourage everybody to get involved. Get your vote in. You know, and as the IFL Game of the Week on Stadium continues to grow and evolve, we're going to have so many fun things to do, so many ways for the fans at home to get involved.
Let's do this thing. And we'll talk about some of those ways throughout the course of today. It's Zarel Hendrick, great starting field position. Up toward the 17.
Knocked down at about the...
It's getting chippy out there.
Yeah. And, you know, it just... Don't get me wrong, I understand it. You know, nobody likes to get hit an extra time while they're pressed up against a board. But it's when you retaliate from getting hit that extra time, that's always the one that the official sees. You know, they never see the one that caused it in the first place. And it just can be such a drive killer.
Wait for the call, and head referee having a little bit of trouble with his earpiece, Jim Uduchamek.
That was outstanding pronunciation.
Unsportsmanlike conduct, number 24 Black. 15-yard penalty, first down Bismarck. That was 24's first unsportsmanlike conduct.
And he was trying to improvise with the mic. Well, the Bucks now, we said the 17-yard line up to the 20. Yep. And the extracurriculars after a big-time hit. It's laid down by Cromwell. And then the flags fly. Bucks back on offense, 20 yards to go with Glenn Couillette. 5 touchdown passes last week. He wants another, and Kerrigan drops this one.
For number 11, he drops it.
Boy, good protection. Nice, smooth throw on target. Maybe it could have been a touch ahead of him, but obviously a play you got to make.
Well, Couillette's now 4 of 10, 53 yards here in the first half. He's actually run for more
easy for me to say a catch you ought to make when you're running a crossing route with 2 deep safeties just waiting to lay wood on you, but I'm sure he would be the first to tell you that he should have caught it.
And Kerrigan's second in the IFL in receiving yards with 200 this year, so he's more than apt to catching those. Couillette ramps back, throws. JT Stokes walks his way into the end zone, and it's the second Bucks TD today.
Nice, quick adjustment route against a guy sitting on him. Just made the quick out turn. The ball was already in the air when he made the cut. That is the way the game's supposed to be played right there. Good throw and catch. Great looking scoring play for the Bucks.
Stokes has 4 touchdown catches in the past 2 games, and he's now 5th in the IFL in receiving yards, over 150. Cody Barber has had himself a pretty strong night.
No doubt.
And it's a 17-9 Bismarck Bucks lead. The Barnstormers offense has been held in check today. Glenn Couillette and JT Stokes, what a connection this has been the last 2 weeks.
When no one else is around. Champions get to work. They never rest. Never settle.
Welcome back to Des Moines. It's the IFL Game of the Week on Stadium. The defenses have impressed. Both of these teams scored 55 or more points. Last game, Bismarck put up 61 against the new franchise Northern Arizona. And then a Duke City, Iowa battle saw the Gladiators take it past the Barnstormers. But this one's been more quiet on the offensive side.
But it's still early. Don't think for a minute that it can't happen here.
And Cavallo avoids the Rouge, but only by 3 yards.
And once again, for those wondering why he would even attempt to come out and not down it, the simple reason is you can't in the IFL. You have to return it, because if you get tackled in the end zone, that's a point.
Cavallo's been a big part of the offense today, not just rushing, but receiving. A couple of catches, has 25 rushing yards.
I'm really interested to see what the Bucks are going to do defensively here now. They really kind of had Neal's number up in the red zone, but see what they do with him coming out.
And Taquan Neal held to just 10 rushing yards and 43 passing yards. Plenty of time to throw the football. Wants the length of the field, and the newest Iowa Barnstormer, Kentrez Bell, hauls in the touchdown, and it's 47 yards.
Welcome to the IFL. That's he's a game time decision to suit up. And Coach Moss told us that they really like this kid, and look at him go.
Northwestern Oklahoma State product. After this, expect him to see more time on the field. And that's where Taquan Neal is dangerous. You had him beat the entire first half.
Vic, that's exactly right. They're still kind of playing that 3-man rush, and kind of hold him in the pocket thing. He says, okay, I'll go over the top.
Barnstormers elect for the extra point instead of going for 2 to try and tie the game. Maybe save that for later.
Way too early for that.
Yeah,
way too early.
So it's 17-16. Bucks hold on to the 1-point lead, but one play later, it's much closer. You Make the Call is live at watchstadium.com/YouMakeTheCall. Join us in the gamified experience through prediction-based questions and more. Play, watch, and more importantly, win great prizes like IFL tickets, team merchandise, and VIP experiences. Never too late to sign up for the season-long experience at watchstadium.com/YouMakeTheCall. Dave, I know you are ecstatic about where this is headed.
I really am, and I really want to encourage everybody watching to get involved with the You Make the Call game. It is obviously we've got a lot of cool prizes for winners, and there's winners every week. It's a game you can get involved in at any point in time, whether it's the first game of the season or the 10th. but it's going to get bigger and better, and I want you to get involved. So check it out once again. If you have, can you give them the location once again for me there, brother?
Yeah, head to watchstadium.com/YouMakeTheCall. The gamification and the IFL working hand in hand.
Perhaps not the smoothest transition from a color guy to a play-by-play, but I can't read your fine print there.
We'll expand that for you next week, Dave. It's Lorenzo West and Zarel Hendrick back to receive for the Bucks, who just saw the reigning MVP drop a 47-yard dime of a touchdown.
And we've got ourselves a game right now, don't we?
We do. There's the
onside
onside. And it's recovered by Iowa and then annihilated by Darion Jackson. That was Connor Holenbeck. And Jackson punched that ball back into the stands.
Yeah. I want to take a look at this one again. Obviously, they got that kind of high hop that you look for. It was far enough, and just got batted out, which is, you know, what the receiving team has to do in a situation like that. Now they have great field position.
Yeah, not enough for a possession from the receiving team in Hollenbeck. So it's a 13-yard field from here on out, and you have 1:54. Clock is winding until it hits that 1 minute mark. Plenty of time to try and go up again by 8+ points.
No question. Coach Keith is changing the coverage here.
Couillette, one passing touchdown today to JT Stokes. He wants Stokes in the corner, and it's the boards.
I invite you to meet our Dasher boards. Hey, don't forget first responders night's coming up.
And both teams with 3 timeouts. More importantly, plenty of time for both squads.
Oh, no doubt. This is the IFL with 3 timeouts each. There's time for 4 touchdowns.
The Bucks don't have to run a play, though, before the 1 minute warning.
No, and it looks like they are going to let it wind down.
Well, the IFL Game of the Week on Stadium not disappointing thus far. 17-16, the Bucks lead the Barnstormers.
Bucks football is presented by these fine sponsors: Aramark, Dakota Community Bank and Trust, Dickinson State University, Torgerson Auto Center, Stone Home Brewing Company, and West River Chiropractic. Bucks football is presented by these fine sponsors: Action Motorsports, Bill Barth Ford, Glenn's Welding, H.A. Thompson & Sons, Taco Del Mar, and Veracity Motors.
Minutes ago in the first half, Glenn Couillette and company. Perfect field position. 2nd down and 10 after the incompletion. Justin Rankin spilled down inside the 10, and they mark him at the 7. So 3rd and manageable inside the 1 minute mark.
Nice stop.
Yeah, they gave him a little cross-buck action there with the motion back, and good, hard 4-yard run there.
There's a timeout to the Barnstormers, trying to preserve some time. So Dave, 3rd and 5, 55 seconds left. If you're Bismarck, what do you turn to here?
Well, I don't think you would be afraid to use your running game. You're obviously able to gain yards, and I think that let Iowa burn up their timeouts.
Well, the running game has been in full effect today for the Bucks. Couillette has 30 rushing yards, Rankin with 25. Rankin also has that touchdown.
Who would have thought that Couillette would have more rushing yards than DeQuan Neal approaching halftime?
3rd and 5, ball on the 8. Let's go defense.
You would have fooled me. 3rd and 5. Fake toss, cool yet. Stokes, second touchdown connection for these two today. 5 receiving touchdowns for JT Stokes in the past 2 weeks.
And with nothing but time to stand back there off of that play action, he finds him back there in the back of the end zone. I don't know if they had a little miscommunication in that coverage. It's hard for me to tell right there what they were trying to play there.
And Barber's extra point hits the goalpost, and we see some laundry.
We do have a flag on the play.
The result of the play is the extra point was no good. After the play, unsportsmanlike conduct, number 51 on Bismarck. That is the second unsportsmanlike conduct foul. He is finished for the game. The 15-yard penalty will be assessed.
Well, that's big, Dave, because that's a starting lineman for the Bismarck Bucks. Matthew Snow has been ejected from the game after his second unsportsmanlike penalty.
I don't know if we're going to get a chance to have another look at that. The flag was thrown back in the end zone.
Number 51 has been ejected from the game.
I'm guessing that it was more extracurriculars after the whistle, but I didn't see it.
You look pretty tired.
So Matthew Snow's disqualified. Extra point was a miss from Cody Barber. And take a look at this replay. You see 51 there on the right side.
Yep.
The refs are right there, so it must have been something said.
Yeah. Wow. That's a costly penalty that was very hard to see.
Seven-point game, 49 seconds. The last possession for Iowa took 6 seconds.
Yeah.
So we know there's time.
Oh, no question about it.
Left to play the second. Let's do it. Come on, boys.
It's Cavallo racing back. It's off of him. Burst of speed.
Oh, he made it around the corner.
That's all he needs, that extra space.
You're not kidding. That was a hard-fought 12 yards on that return. Now we've got 43 seconds.
Conduct that was in the bank will now be enforced from the end of the run. First down.
That in the bank penalty because of the unsportsmanlike from Matthew Snow adds 15 more yards from the 12.
Penalty from just a few minutes ago is now being enforced.
What a difference maker. You know, you put him at midfield like this with a guy like Daquan Neal, who, you know, we just continue to talk about throughout the game. But it makes his entire kit of tools available to him, you know.
22 yards out, can sneak in a run. Plenty of room to throw the football for the reigning MVP. 90 passing yards, 1 touchdown on his last throw. Slow start offensively for both of these teams, but the second quarter has seen many more touchdowns, and now it's Cavallo. Neal gives it to Cavallo, and he races 22 yards and an extra point away from tying us up in Des Moines.
And at a time when the linebacker might have been flexed out more into like underneath coverage, he's, you know, standing right over the top of the quarterback, and you know, it kind of puts you in a position to have a blocker for every potential tackler, hat to hat, as Coach used to say.
Nathan Criswell, an extra point away from knotting us at 23. And he does the job. 23-23. We'll see what Bismarck has in the back pocket after Cavallo races 22 to pay dirt.
Don't forget military.
to the IFL Game of the Week on Stadium. Dave Winham, Mick Tidrow with you with our wonderful stadium crew from Des Moines, Iowa.
And Mick, did we say something with about 50 seconds left that there was enough time for 4 touchdowns? We're already halfway there with 37 seconds left.
Well, and we know Bismarck's offense can run right back and do the same thing Iowa just did to them.
There's no doubt, and that was a great play call with the Bismarck defense so preoccupied with DeQuan Neal. They put it on the running back, and he was really undefended.
Bouncing kick. Lawrence Ross, a defensive lineman, barrels his way up to the 15. So now 32 seconds and 2 timeouts.
I tell you what, Coach, we may have to take a look at him. We may have to run him in some running back drills there. He looks like he'd be a lot to handle on a tackle, as you can see the way they approached him at about ankle level.
Lowering that shoulder for the defensive lineman linebacker.
Yeah, striking those ankles squarely.
32 seconds left to play in the second.
But again, it gets interesting, doesn't it? I mean, they still are in a position to think about, do we want to burn up the clock before we score? It's just crazy.
15 yards to decide what to do. It's Couillette to Rankin. Hop steps by a few.
Wraps him up.
Wrapped up at the 11.
Boy, it doesn't take much. You give him 2 steps downfield, and he's got a head of steam. When they can keep him moving flat, they can break to him. But when he gets upfield, he's tough.
All right, Bismarck charged with the first time out of the half.
Bismarck calls timeout. 1 left to go. This is the IFL Game of the Week on Stadium. Don't forget, next week the Bismarck Bucks are right back in action, and they're at home this time, taking on the Sioux Falls Storm next Saturday, 8 p.m. Eastern Time, 7 p.m. Central.
Sioux Falls, for those of you who are new to the IFL, are certainly the most dominant team in the league over the years, over the 13 years of the league. And man, I tell you, we got a chance to see a couple of games from their place over the last 2 weeks, and they have a solid team top to bottom. They put on a great show, man, on both sides of the ball and on special teams. They really are strong again this year, and I think, right across the league, as you look at the teams, they're all of the teams are coming out playing well. Some of them are still real early in their season and finding their way, but just about every matchup is compelling.
And the Bucks off to their best franchise start at 3-1. Tied with Iowa here at 23. Glenn Couillette has to hold on because there was a full start, about 2 receivers past the line of scrimmage before he had the snap.
Before the snap, false start, number 10 on the offense. Please reset the game clock to 22 seconds.
All right, so false start against Bismarck.
Now this is to note, Lawrence Omalio is in at offensive line because Matthew Snow has been disqualified. So we'll see how that plays out in the protection game for Couillette.
Good time. Come on, Barnstormer fans, you having a good time?
They're so costly, and it's a fine line. You want your guys to play hard, but you got to have that discipline. You lose one guy on a 20-man roster, it's a lot.
2nd and 11, 22 seconds to go in the half. Couillette rears back, fires towards Stokes. Penalty drawn at the 13.
I don't really know if he lost his grip on the ball there on that one, but that one definitely got away from him. Here's the call.
Legal contact. Number 9 on the defense. 5-yard penalty, automatic first down.
That's a big automatic first down, too, even though it's 5 yards. 4 downs to play with.
Oh, yeah, absolutely. And they've got the opportunity to run at least 3 plays.
4 clicks off the clock. It'll go 18 seconds left to play.
The ball moves up to the 11, 18 seconds left.
Come on, defense. Come on, defense. Come on, boys.
Skill players Stokes, Harvey, Kerrigan, and Rankin with Couillette. Couillette bounces into an offensive lineman, ripped down.
That's a sack.
And it's a sack, a loss of 3 yards, and Bismarck forced to use that final timeout with 11 seconds.
Well, don't you think that with that man coverage, he was trying to get out of there and get a run, but they just didn't give him any seam with which to do that. And, man, he took a few licks on that play.
And Tony Winslow was the first man there.
Down to 11 seconds left to play. Scores tied up 23 all.
So you have a couple more plays before you potentially would have to settle for the field goal now that you're out of timeouts, but you have to do it according to what's the situation with 11 seconds.
Well, and you can bet that Coach Rod Miller does not want to settle for 3 here. This is a big possession for them to be able to leave on top by a touchdown if they can. And obviously just as big for Iowa if they can get a stop here.
Couillette on 2nd and 13. Wants the home run ball, and it's over Kerrigan's head.
We go to third down situation.
That took 4 seconds off the clock. So you know you have at least one more throw.
Yep, and I'll tell you, this is IFL football. This is a hard-fought, physical game. You know, every yard has been earned. This is a big play in the game here with 7 seconds remaining in the half.
It's head coach Rod Miller for the Bucks. Loves where his team is at, but said that we are still making so many mistakes that we see on a week-to-week basis, and that's dangerous because we're 3-1.
Yeah.
Here we go, 3rd and 13. Couillette surveys, and Kerrigan leaps over the boards. And it's 4th down.
With 3 seconds remaining in the half, Coach Rod Miller is going to elect to kick the ball.
And that was a fly-in attempt from the defensive back for Iowa.
3 seconds left to play.
That was Austin Hicks. He's a wide receiver defensive back combo.
Kicker comes on.
Flying. So here's Barber.
Portion of the game brought to you by Mid-American Energy.
Chance to give Bismarck a lead before the halftime. Iowa receives the second half kickoff. And timeout Iowa. May as well use one of the 3 that you have.
Timeout Iowa. That's their second timeout.
Timeout charge to Iowa. That's their second timeout of the half. Hey, it's time for the dance kit.
IFL fans, you make the call. It's live at watchstadium.com/youmakethecall. Join us in the gamified experience through prediction-based questions and more. Play, watch, and win great prizes like IFL tickets, team merchandise, and VIP experiences. It's never too late to sign up for season-long experience at watchstadium.com/youmakethecall. Well, the call here is a field goal attempt by Cody Barber.
Another miss.
And it's a missed by Barber.
23 all.
So we'll stay tied at 23 going to half.
I got to tell you, that is huge, huge stop for the Iowa Barnstormers.
Barnstormers tied it up near the end of the half, and they receive the second half kickoff. We'll have halftime on the Indoor Football League Game of the Week on Stadium next.
Bucks football is presented by these fine sponsors: Who Hot Mongolian Grill, Jiffy Lube, Hawk Tree Golf Course, Moss Adams, Premier Property, and Shields.
There are many gaming choices across the region, but why play games that don't reward you? Instead, join the Night Club, the Players Club at Prairie Nights Casino and Resort. When you use the Night Club card, you earn rewards like free slot play, comps, entries into big giveaways, great discounts, special offers, and more. And right now, you can get in on new member and referral bonuses. Like rewards? Join the club. The Night Club, only at Prairie Nights Casino and Resort. Feel lucky tonight.
Bucks football is presented by these fine sponsors: Bank Communications Cooperative, Shields, Pure Country, Runnings Farm and Fleet, Taco Del Bar, Gluten Property Management.
Our family had problems with hydration, fatigue, and cramping that no product on the market could solve. We knew there had to be a solution, which led us to inventing Cramp Aid. Our elite athletes have reported up to an 80% reduction in water loss when using Cramp Aid compared to other sports drinks. Nature didn't make water colored, so neither does Cramp Aid. Our products contain all natural flavors and are dye-free. Cramp Aid helps your water take you further.
What I enjoy most about working with ID is the team that we've built. I love the people that I work with. We spend a lot of time in this building, so the people in this building have become my family. We hang out at work, we hang out outside of work, and it's a great family atmosphere here, and that's what I enjoy the most. If you're not doing something that you enjoy doing, then don't do it at all.
It's time for this week's Hurry Up Offense. This week we're talking with defensive back Keontae Goudeau. Keontae, we're going to get to know you a little bit better, throw some rapid fire questions your way, see if we can get to know you.
Let's do it.
All right, let's rock and roll. First, this mustache, tell me about this. Is this by design?
Yeah, I'm just letting it grow, man. My goal is to get a goatee connecting. All the guys harass me about it, but I'm not cutting it.
See, right now you almost got the Monopoly Man curls going.
Yeah, sometimes, I'll play with it just to be funny and curl it up, but yeah, it's just free growing.
If you're not doing something football related, where can someone find you on your off day?
Oh, in the gym, or I'm a chess player, so I play on my app a lot. I'm on my phone. Yeah, I love chess.
How'd you get into chess?
I was in the chess club when I was a little kid, and then I stopped playing, and then I picked it back up. Being in Minot, it was so boring, so now I just play it all day.
Favorite ice cream flavor?
Chocolate chip cookie dough, definitely.
Best trash talker on the team?
On the team? Ooh,
rapid fire.
I'm gonna say Sterlo.
Okay,
Sterling.
We've heard him a few times.
Yeah.
Now. Best dancer on the team?
Best dancer, Malik Duncan.
Okay. IFL city you're looking forward to visiting the most?
Visiting? Massachusetts. Never been there.
Okay.
Yeah, it's kind of random, I know.
Best football memory from any level of your life?
My 3-pick game against St. Cloud.
Also, you mentioned St. Cloud, you're a Minot State guy. What's it like getting to play still hear football in the state of North Dakota?
It feels good, actually. I feel like I know a lot of people, not from this area, but I got people from Minot that can come up and watch the game, which is good.
Another hurry up offense, this time with defensive back Keontae Goudeau.
Yes, sir.
When no one else is around. Champions get to work. They never rest. Never settle.
Through the first few weeks of the season, dual-threat quarterback Glenn Couillette was probably known just as much for his legs as his arm. He had 5 passing touchdowns and 4 rushing touchdowns through the first 3 games. However, after 5 passing touchdowns against Northern Arizona this past Saturday, that narrative may be going by the wayside very soon. Couillette's monster performance against Northern Arizona included 1 rushing touchdown as well. Couillette finished 9 for 16 for 160 yards. The former Tulane and Texas Southern QB's aerial assault came on the heels of a 2 for 6 performance with no passing touchdowns and an interception against Green Bay. Couillette said the preparation in the film room has simply started to come together and allowed things to really click against the Wranglers. With the pieces of the puzzle starting to fit in place, the only people who may be more excited than Couillette are his receivers.
He got an arm, he got some legs, and the game plan was made for him to do what he do best. And as you've seen, he showed what he can do, and his talent talk for itself.
He can be very dangerous. We've been putting in a lot of work at practice, getting those extra reps, trying to get that timing down.
So that's really helped us out a lot, and we'll be able to connect this week. Because we've been just this close to connecting on a lot of stuff. We can finally kind of put it together this week and help us out a lot.
When Kuyet isn't lined up behind center, it turns out you can often find him behind the lens of a camera. This is just some of Kuyet's work, whose passion for photography and videography simply birthed from seeing the talent of so many young artists on YouTube. Kuyet documented the Bucks' trip, in fact, to Lambeau Field the opening week of the season, and before coming to Bismarck, Kuyet was just working at his craft with friends. Right now, Kuyet's attention is still in the huddle, but his long-term dreams are very much in focus.
Right now, I really want to just expand on my skills with it, but I really do see a future coming up with that, and I'm really excited for that. And I already got a couple friends asking me to do their weddings and stuff, so hopefully this can keep going, and that'll be a good treat for me.
Connect, the official communications provider of the Bismarck Bucks. Cricket Wireless, the official smile cam of the Bismarck Bucks.
May is National Beef Month, and what better time to explain where the different cuts of beef come from. We are in grilling season, and knowing your way around cuts of beef can be useful when choosing a cut of meat. National Beef Month is a time to thank cattlemen that work tirelessly to keep meat on our tables and keep our ag economy strong. We are proud to recognize, celebrate, and support all those hardworking men and women. A big thank you from Dakota Community Bank and Trust.
Our family had problems.
Number, your official sleep partner of the Bismarck Bucks. Turd Burglar. Turd Burglar, the official sponsor of the Deuce Rule.
Since 1908, H.A. Thompson & Sons has helped thousands of buildings run comfortably through the hottest and coldest weather in North Dakota.
Now, our guaranteed maintenance agreements for heating and cooling systems keep your equipment running efficiently, reducing costs, and providing consistent comfort. Preventive maintenance doesn't cost, it actually saves, and we'll show you how to save money and improve your comfort.
Working together, we'll find ways to help your building and budget with our custom maintenance plans.
Call us today, H.A. Thompson & Sons.
Cricket Wireless, the official smile cam of the Bismarck Bucks. Mattress Firm, the official time.
Welcome back to Des Moines, Iowa on the IFL Game of the Week on Stadium. It's 23-23, Bismarck and Iowa all knotted up from the state's capital. Let's go ahead and take a look at what transpired in the first half, Dave. It was a whirlwind for both of these teams. 10-6 was the start of the game, and then we finally started to see some offense.
Absolutely, yeah. We started off with not much scoring, and then it exploded in the second quarter.
So DeQuan Neal was able to burst through for one of the scores for the Barnstormers. It was back and forth. Bismarck had the 10-6 lead. Justin Rankin able to provide a big spark on the ground, but then you really saw both teams even it out and start the scoring from there. Glenn Kuyet was comfortable with JT Stokes. They had 2 touchdown receptions.
Yeah, he's the leading receiver in the first half, and really neither quarterback has been particularly impressive. Now, with that stated, here's an impressive pass when they didn't want to put a lot of pressure on DeQuan Neal and kind of spying him, and that was very effective for him on the other end of the field. He said, okay, I'll just lay one out.
And that's JT Stokes' second touchdown catch of the day. But that long 47-yard touchdown from Neal was to Kentrez Bell in his first game. But this guy, Kavalu, was all over the place. A 22-yard rushing touchdown. A rushing touchdown on 47 yards.
Yeah, he's really kind of an all-purpose guy, playing hard on special teams and offense. As a tie score might indicate, you know, a lot of the stats are very, very even. Possession time, there's an edge with Bismarck Bucks, but as you can see right there, everything else is pretty even. And the quarterbacks in the passing game have not played particularly well.
And you look at those last 2 lines, too. No turnovers, really clean game, and the penalty yards starting to rack up. We saw a disqualification from a Bucks offensive lineman.
Yep, but Glenn Kuyet, 6 for 15 for 81 yards and 2 touchdowns. And Daquan Neal is only 4 for 9, 90 yards and 1 long touchdown.
That's holding the reigning MVP in check. He had 10 rushing yards, too, in the first half. That is our stat look and our highlight look at the Bucks and Barnstormers first half. We'll step aside here on Stadium, come back, look around the IFL, and see what else is going on Stadium.
Since 1908, H.A. Thompson & Sons has helped thousands of buildings run comfortably through the hottest and coldest weather in North Dakota.
Now, our guaranteed maintenance agreements for heating and cooling systems keep your equipment running efficiently, reducing costs, and providing consistent comfort. Preventive maintenance doesn't cost, it actually saves. And we'll show you how to save money and improve your comfort.
Working together, we'll find ways to help your building and budget with our custom maintenance plans.
Call us today, H.A. Thompson & Sons.
There are many gaming choices across the region, but why play games that don't reward you? Instead, join the Night Club, the Players Club at Prairie Knights Casino and Resort. When you use the Nightclub card, you earn rewards like free slot play, comps, entries into big giveaways, great discounts, special offers, and more. And right now, you can get in on new member and referral bonuses. Like rewards? Join the club. The Night Club, only at Prairie Knights Casino and Resort. Feel lucky tonight.
Firm's Memorial Day sale is going on now and you can save big. We have over $1 million of inventory in stock ready for immediate delivery. Save up to $1,000 on America's best brands. Get a king for the price of a queen or free adjustable on select Sealy, Serta, and Beautyrest mattresses. Save up to $500 on Tempur-Pedic adjustable mattress sets, plus get $300 in bonus cash. Get huge savings on the all-new purple mattress. Let our dream team help you save big during Mattress Firm's Memorial Day sale.
Poem Design is your shop for specialized and meaningful home decor. Nothing makes a house a home like personalized designs that celebrate your milestones and tells your family's unique story. Check out our e-commerce site to find signs, photo prints, and much more. Let Poem's cutting-edge technology create unique products to help you add your personal touch to any space. Visit poemdesign.net to shop our catalog today.
Welcome back to the Indoor Football League on Stadium. Let's go ahead and take a look at scores around the league. Third quarter, that is a Sioux Falls Storm 44-23 lead. Game tomorrow, Tucson and Duke City. Duke City's looking good after a win against Iowa, Arizona, and Green Bay on June 4th. And then our next IFL game of the week, the Bucks are back in action and they host the Sioux Falls Storms. That's a look around the IFL here on Stadium. Second half between the Bucks and the Barnstormers coming your way from Des Moines and the nation's capital on Stadium.
Poem Design is your shop for specialized and meaningful home decor. Nothing makes a house a home like personalized designs that celebrate your milestones and tells your family's unique story. Check out our e-commerce site to find signs, photo prints, and much more. Let Poem's cutting-edge technology create unique products to help you add your personal touch to any space. Visit poemdesign.net to shop our catalog today.
Bucks football is presented by these fine sponsors: Who Hot Mongolian Grill, Jiffy Lube, Hawk Tree Golf Course, Moss Adams, Premier Property, and Shields. Bucks football is presented by these fine sponsors: Aramark, Dakota Community Bank and Trust, Dickinson State University, Torgerson Auto Center, Stone Home Brewing Company, and West River Chiropractic.
Every day we rise, bend, twist, walk, run, doing the things we love. They are simple until they are not. If pain is holding you back from simple tasks like work, playing sports, or spending time with loved ones, West River can help you get the pain relief you need to enjoy the things you love. Take the step to a happier, healthier life by calling us today, or go online to westriverchiro.com. West River Chiropractic, family, wellness, athletics. We are proud to be the official team chiropractor of the Bismarck Bucks.
Welcome back to the state's capital in Des Moines. It's the Indoor Football League Game of the Week on Stadium, Bismarck and Iowa. Beautiful shot of Des Moines.
Man, I tell you what, I love coming to Des Moines. We've had a lot of great times here over the years, and man, great place to live, great place to visit, and a really, really awesome sports town.
Yeah, the notoriety that Des Moines has picked up in recent memory has been expanding. 2016, 2019, the NCAA men's basketball tournament played in this building, and the Wrights are back here in 2023. So you talk about the expansion of Des Moines. It is a booming city for what the sports realm wants to see.
Absolutely.
So here to start off the third quarter, it's 23-23. The Bucks and the Barnstormers. Back and forth game, Dave. We saw 10-6 Bismarck led, and then it was touchdown for touchdown to put us.
I'm going to tell you what, this is classic IFL football. We've had great running plays, great passing plays, big hits, kicking game trickeration, and a tie score at the half, man. It's a great IFL game on Stadium.
And the home team now has the ball to start the second half. The Barnstormers looking for just the second lead today. They had a 6-3 advantage early on, and it's a race out to the 17-yard line.
I tell you, man, those hard grounders are hard to handle, man, and but it's really the best way to do it in this game, because once again, if it gets bounding around in that end zone, the kicking team has a chance really to score in a couple of different ways.
And then we've already seen one ball go off of somebody's leg and lead to what would have been an onside kick type situation, and Bismarck have great field position.
Right, and that is a strategic thing. Just, you know, one method of onside kicking is to kick it as hard as you can right at somebody and make it difficult to handle, and they executed it perfectly.
Dave Winham, Mick Tidrow with our entire stadium crew today from Iowa. And it's Cavallo with the first touch of the second half. Races his way past the 25, and it's second and short here to start off the second half.
And Cavallo just finds ways to contribute, doesn't he? He is a kind of a triple threat in the special teams and on offense, where you know, he comes hard when he runs, but he's got a little bit of shake to him as well, can make you miss.
Well, 5 carries now, 57 yards on the day. And it's 2nd and 3 for Neal and company. Reigning IFL MVP slings one, and Goudeau bats it away. He has been active in the defensive secondary.
He really does, and he made a great play there. You know, we're talking a little bit about what a great place Des Moines, Iowa is. In just a little bit, we're going to have the owner of the Iowa Barnstormers, Jeff Lamberti, is going to join us.
Yeah, we'll get him coming up here. Chat some Iowa, chat some Des Moines. Let you guys relive some glory days.
Talk a little IFL.
Yeah, absolutely. 3rd and 3, Neal with the keeper. This is when he's dangerous. He has blockers. Lowers the shoulder, and he's inside the 10, down to the 9 for 1st and goal. That's one of his more explosive runs.
Isn't it interesting how, you know, play action so many times sets up the passing game? They're using play action to set up his running game because of the way the Bismarck Bucks have been trying to defend it with that spy in the middle.
That spy's worked for the most part today. There haven't been too many times where Neal's broken loose.
Well, Coach Moss had an answer for it at that time.
First and goal from the 9. Neal gives off Cavallo, has 1 touchdown today. Hunt stops him momentarily, and he turns the legs for a 1-yard gain.
And that's good play calling right there. That's a great complementary play to the one they had just called before, where they play action and ran Neal, and then the next time they really gave it. I'll tell you what, it's a tough job to be a defensive coordinator against the Iowa Barnstormers with Juan Neal.
Personal foul. Number 32 on the defense. Hand was at face. Half the distance to goal. First down.
Half the distance to the goal. There's a personal foul, and it's on Jackson. That's the 3rd personal foul on Bismarck. Had 2 in the first half, both by Matthew Snow. He's disqualified at offensive line.
1st and goal to go, Barnstormers.
Yeah, like we said, you got to be careful. You can't afford to lose too many guys when you're only suiting up 20 to play a game.
Two in motion for Neal. And wide open is Hollenbeck, but a missed throw from Neal, but a flag flies.
I'm wondering if this is going to be an illegal defense because both linebackers triggered on the snap. Looks like the officials are trying to figure it out as well.
Illegal blitz.
Yeah.
Number 32 on the defense. Went wide, crossed the line of scrimmage.
And
half the distance of goal. First down.
The thing is, it's not so much that they're trying to run an illegal play as that they're anticipating the run and just trying to get a break on all points of attack. But, you know, if it doesn't turn out to be a run, it's an illegal blitz.
So that puts Bismarck backs against the wall. 2 yards to go for DeQuan Neal and company. Neal the handoff. Kavalu barrels inside, and that's his second rushing touchdown today. And the Barnstormers strike first in the second half.
Just a good-looking base play, first and goal at the 2. Really good-looking play.
This is the best performance of the season for Kavalu. Came in with 11 carries and 28 yards rushing. 10 carries today, 60 yards, 2 touchdowns.
But I have to tell you, this is why the IFL brand of indoor football is better, because you have a real running game and you have a real passing game, and you know, it's just exciting to watch.
Criswell on for the extra point. Right between the pipes, so it's a 7-point lead for the Barnstormers. When we come back, it's a special guest. It's the owner of the Iowa Barnstormers, Jeff Lamberti, joining us on Stadium.
We need to have immediate timeout.
What I enjoy most about working with ID is the team that we've built. I love the people that I work with. We spend a lot of time in this building, so the people in this building have become my family. We hang out at work, we hang out outside of work, and it's a great family atmosphere here, and that's what I enjoy the most. If you're not doing something that you enjoy doing, then don't do it at all.
Welcome back to the Indoor Football League Game of the Week on Stadium. The Barnstormers claim a 30-23 lead, and a special guest, chairman of the IFL Committee, Iowa Barnstormers owner, Jeff Lamberti. Thanks for joining us up here.
Happy to be here. Just like about every game we've been involved in so far, it's kind of a barn burner. So it's close.
No doubt, a hard-fought game. Every game the Barnstormers have been in. But we were mentioning before the break that coming back to Des Moines is so much fun. It's a great place to live. It's a great place to visit. But, man, as a sports town, it's really boomed over recent years.
It really has. And when we first started 13 years ago and brought the team back, there wasn't that much to compete with. There's a lot of things, but that's good in our opinion. Des Moines growing. And, in fact, we had the Olympic qualifying and skateboard park across the street here last week.
I saw Dave checking out the skate park, and I thought he was going to grab a skateboard and join everybody for the Dew Tour. And that's a good start field position-wise for the Bucks, down 7 at the 17.
So, yeah, Des Moines is really growing. The suburbs are growing. We think long-term that's great for us. I mean, you know, we went through in 2020 not having a season. 2021, we're now starting to let the fans know we're back, and we are back, and it's going to take a little time, but I'm so optimistic about the future. I've been doing this a long time. This is my 13th season, and I've never been this optimistic in terms of any league I've been affiliated with about what we can do in the future. We're now a national footprint. We're growing. And I'm just excited about the future.
And coming from Jeff Lamberti, that means a lot. He's been involved with 3 of these leagues, and he knows the difference between one that has a model that can make it and one that doesn't.
There's Couillette. And that's Raheem Harvey's first reception today, and he makes it a good one, 11 yards for a first down.
Now, as you mentioned, with the IFL gaining its national footprint with the IFL Game of the Week on Stadium, things are really starting to take shape, and we've had some other exciting announcements with an expansion team announced in Las Vegas.
Right, and I mean, what a wonderful addition to have Las Vegas. And, you know, we fully expect to have the 3 teams that couldn't play this year because of where they are located back. So we're going to continue to grow, and obviously having this national presence with Stadium is a wonderful addition to our league. But we are the indoor football league, and I think people are going to find that out. And obviously, as we can expand the view across the country, we just have good things going on. You know, there were times after 13 years you get a little tired,
sure,
and you wonder what you're doing. But I am re-energized and excited, and looking forward to the competitiveness we have in this league right now.
Plus territory now for the Bucks. Justin Rankin breaks 1 tackle, plows his way to the 16, second and medium.
Now, you know, we're talking with Jeff Lamberti, owner of the Iowa Barnstormers and chair of the IFL Board's Executive Committee. As you look forward to 22 with all the momentum we're building, what are some of the things that you're looking most forward to?
Well, you know, I just like the fact that we're building this national footprint and truly becoming a national league, and that's important for all of our teams, for our fans, what we can do. But I'll tell you what's really impressed me this year is we have top to bottom the best coaches I've ever seen in this league.
Couillette trying to tie things up, and Raheem Harvey slides into the end zone for 6.
And the results show.
Yeah.
I mean, we have great parity in this league, and it may not be great for my heart, but it's great for this league. It's great for competition. It's great for the fans. It's great for this product we're going to deliver to Stadium. And, I mean, listen, I've said this from the beginning. If you can't have fun at an indoor football game, it's probably you, not us.
That's right. And, you know, as much fun as it is to watch on TV, when you see it in person, the closeness just amplifies everything.
It does. It does.
There's Barber. Missed a couple of field goals and now an extra point. So Iowa continues to lead 30-29. We'll keep it here on Stadium.
You know, Jeff, you mentioned how the competition is really pretty equitable. And, you know, last week, who could have thought, you know, first game out of the gate, Duke City Gladiators really look like they're for real, don't they?
Duke City is for real. Oh. In fact, as you know Gina, the owner of Duke City, I texted her after that game and I said, your team's for real. You're going to win a lot of games. And that's just great. And
absolutely.
And, I mean, look at what we got here, 30-29. This is our 3rd game. They've all been extremely competitive. That's just good for our league. And again, I think it's a testament to the quality of the coaching that we have from top to bottom in this league. That's not always been the case every year.
Right.
But I really think we've got it. And these are young men with a lot of talent that have an opportunity to move up, but what they need is great coaching. Right. And now we have great coaching.
Well, you know, the Iowa Barnstormers are very, very well known for harvesting great careers.
That's right.
There is a guy by the name of, what was his name again? Oh, yeah, Kurt Warner.
Well, I think his banner's hanging up here.
There
in the
it is,
arena.
yeah.
And I know the guy who made the phone call to Kurt Warner to bring him to Iowa. He's standing to my left, Dave Winham, as Kavalu races up to the 23-yard line. So more plus territory for the Barnstormers.
Well, he pretty much took it from there.
Yeah, and I will tell you, throughout the years when we brought the Barnstormers back, Kurt's been very gracious. He's been here. Actually, his first color game was here. And then he actually called our quarterback before our championship game in 2018 and said, I hope you get done what I didn't, because, you know, he went to 2 Arena Bowls and lost them both. Yep. And so that was pretty nice of him to do that and contact our quarterback. And, of course, we were fortunate to win the championship in 2018.
First class all the way. And, of course, he had incredible coaching with John Gregory. What a coach he was.
Back-to-back touchdowns. Daquan Neal slings and a leaping catch inside the 5. And it's Carrington Thompson. First and goal, flags fly again.
Great throw and catch on the back shoulder throw there.
The reception was good.
Well, Thompson's had a couple of back shoulder catches today.
Yep.
Western Michigan University product. First career
After
IFL
the
start.
play, unsportsmanlike conduct on the offense, number 1, 15 yards from the end of the run, 1st and 10.
So it puts them back basically where they were before the catch by Thompson. He is the one that committed the penalty.
You know, another one of the cool things, Jeff, about the IFL is you can have somebody from a Big Ten school playing with teammates from the MAC, from NAI teams. It's such a great mix of talent.
This is where guys that play at smaller schools sometimes get that opportunity to get noticed, and obviously our quarterback, DeQuan Neal, is one of those that became an MVP from a small school. Yeah, great athletes get noticed in the IFL.
There's Neal, and Thompson redeems himself. Catch down to the 10, a couple yards away from a first.
And he politely provides the ball to the official while hustling back to the huddle.
Try the first down, so 2nd and 2.
But Jeff, I tell you, you have to be encouraged also coming off of the nightmare that was the COVID stoppage of the world and Memorial Day weekend, and yet there's still a pretty enthusiastic crowd in here.
Yeah, and you know, we knew that 2021 was going to take a little bit of time to develop. I'm not worried about that. My goal is actually 2022. I want to have a fun season. I want to convince the fans we're playing, bring them back, give them an opportunity to come back, and I think that will develop as we go through. But if you don't have a focus for the future, you're really not looking at this right. And I'm excited about this. As you know, I lost my long-term GM. Right. So for us a little while, we had to get over that hump. But as soon as we started seeing the good things happening in this league, I told my staff we're committed to the future, and we are. And I think you're just going to see some really great things coming out of the IFL.
No doubt about it. We have big ideas for the IFL, and I think we have every reason to have them.
We do, and we have great owners.
Absolutely right.
Third and 4 for DeQuan Neal and company. Ball's out. We haven't seen a turnover yet today, but Bismarck jumps on top of it, and at the 15-yard line, they'll have the football with a chance to reclaim the lead.
They had a little problem with the timing of the mesh point of that handoff. When you have that fast, flat motion and you're trying to get a handoff going, you know that takes some reps. And look at that, he's just a little ahead of the handoff, and that's all it takes to put the ball on the ground.
The recovery by Lawrence Ross III. He's been all over the place.
Great break for Bismarck because you know, Iowa's on the move this half.
Iowa had it as close as the 2-yard line before that penalty of unsportsmanlike conduct on Carrington. Thompson moved him back. And now the first turnover of the game puts Bismarck at the 15. Couillette, deep drop, dumps it off to Rankin. Screenplay, plenty of room, breaks a tackle, breaks another one, and up to the 12. Incredible run by Rankin.
And a really, really great play call by Rod Miller there. You know, I don't think we've seen a screen all game, have we? Yeah.
That's the first one, and Rankin the beneficiary.
Yeah, and boy, he runs it hard, doesn't he?
That's just the 9th completion for Glenn Couillette today. He does have 3 touchdowns. They spotted at the 11. Two in motion for Couillette. Looks for his 4th touchdown, and Raheem Harvey somehow snags it out of midair, and Bismarck is back in front.
I tell you what, you know, the coverage was really where it needed to be. Tyrone Cromwell was right there, and he just literally took the ball away from him.
Oh, Raheem Harvey into the boards. Had control right at the end.
Jeff Lamberti, thanks so much for being with us.
Yeah, thank you. I appreciate the opportunity, and bring this thing home. I think it's going to be a nail-biter to the end.
Absolutely.
So, thank you.
We appreciate it, Jeff. Thank you so much. That's Iowa owner Jeff Lamberti joining us here on Stadium. And it's now a Bismarck 35-30 lead. They'll go for 2, try to make it a 7-point game and a 1-score lead. Couillette floats, and batting that one down with authority was Cromwell.
Yeah, you know, that was kind of his makeup on that one, but he might have gotten away with a little bit of a grab or bump before the ball got there.
It's the IFL Game of the Week on Stadium. Bismarck and Iowa within 5.
This firm's Memorial Day sale is going on now, and you can save big. We have over $1 million of inventory in stock, ready for immediate delivery. Save up to $1,000 on America's best brands. Get a king for the price of a queen, or free adjustable on select Sealy, Serta, and Beautyrest mattresses. Save up to $500 on Tempur-Pedic adjustable mattress sets, plus get $300 in bonus cash. Get huge savings on the all-new Purple mattress. Let our dream team help you save big during Mattress Firm's Memorial Day sale.
Bucks fans, it's Kid and Mascot Night at the Bismarck Event Center on Saturday, June 5th. Join us and all your favorite local mascots as the Bucks take on the Sioux Falls Storm. Proceeds from our generous sponsors in the 50-50 raffle will be donated to Brave the Shave. Bring the family out to the nationally televised IFL Game of the Week on June 5th at a special 7:05 kickoff time for great entertainment. Free ticket vouchers can be printed from the Bucks social media accounts. Get yours now or call 701-595-0771 for more ticket information.
Welcome back to the gorgeous city of Des Moines, Iowa. That's a 35-30 Bismarck Bucks lead. Dave Winham, Mick Tidrow on hand for the Indoor Football League Game of the Week.
What a game we have. Man, I tell you what, they are really battling, and but it's getting to a point where these sloppy penalties are really getting costly, aren't they?
They are that, and then the fumble by Iowa in that last possession. They had a 1-point lead and were marching down 2 yards away from scoring to potentially make this a 7 or 8 point game.
Yeah, it was a big break for the Bucks there on just a bad timing on the mesh point of a handoff.
Here's Lorenzo West. Pushes up to the 15, and Iowa trying to bounce back after that turnover.
In case you don't think the Indoor Football League isn't a tough game played by tough guys, if you could just hear the sound of that tackle, that routine kickoff tackle right there, I'm going to tell you what, this is a game played by some really good football players that get after it.
Well, Jackson, Hunt, and Carter team up on that tackle. Now, head coach Rod Miller has put his team in another position to succeed against the IFL's reigning MVP, who gives it off to Kavalu. He's had a very active day, but this time planted after 2 yards.
And they, the Bucks have frustrated the quarterback running game that has meant so much to the Barnstormers, not just in the first 2 games, but over recent years. But I can just feel it coming. I can hear the train down, coming up the track. He's going to break one here before we're done. Mark my words.
As Les Moss said, it's magic from Neal. His magic's been limited. 4 carries, 26 yards, and a touchdown. It's been more Kavalu, 60 yards on 9 carries. Here's Neal. There's that wide open space, and he makes Bismarck pay to the 15 in plus territory. It's almost like you were a coach.
Yeah, well, it's just a thing where they, as we've mentioned, they've used the running backs and motion backs in the running game and play action off of it to set up the passing game. And, you can only key on it so long, and he's going to get you. He is just too dangerous to be shut down.
That's a 20-yard carry, longest carry today for the Barnstormers.
But, oh, by the way, Mick, just as dangerous as a passer. Don't misunderstand me and make it sound like I think he can just run the ball, because he, as you will see, can kill you with his arm as well.
Here he goes. Has time, steps up. We'll see if we have that Neal magic toward the end zone. Intended for Kentrez Bell, who had that home run 47-yard touchdown in the first half. But Neal has been limited, just 6 of 13 for 118 yards.
Yeah, neither quarterback has been overly impressive with the passing game. But, again, as we talk about, the IFL brand of indoor football is a great brand of indoor football that gives the defense a real chance. There have been other styles of indoor football play that really stymied the defense, and I just think this is a better way.
And this is the most experienced secondary for the Bismarck Bucks in the entire IFL. It's 2nd and 10 for Neal. Wide open is Hollenbeck, and he jumps into the end zone for 6. Iowa's back in front, and the reigning IFL MVP tosses his 2nd touchdown today.
I didn't see any official signal touchdown. waiting to see what's going to happen. They're setting it up for the PAT, but I never did see a signal. He did lose the ball right there, but clearly recovers it. And I never did see an official signal touchdown.
That is the first catch by Connor Hollenbeck, who is a fan favorite.
And that's DeQuan Neal right there.
Yeah.
You know, that drive is DeQuan Neal for you.
Third quarter winds down. Creswell on, and his third extra point is blocked of the season.
Still, the Barnstormers with a 1
And it's a 1-point lead with 1 second left in the third.
36-35.
This is the Indoor Football League Game of the Week on Stadium. We'll be back next week, and so will the Bismarck Bucks. They'll be back at home at the Civic Center in Bismarck and taking on the Sioux Falls Storm. That will be the third time the Storm have been featured on the IFL Game of the Week, but for good reason. That team's loaded.
And, you know, we don't have anything but great games on the IFL on Stadium, so you're going to want to check that out next week.
That's extremely true. We saw Iowa and Sioux Falls game 1, Sioux Falls and Arizona game 2, and here we are in Iowa with another game that is not disappointed.
Very special to us.
And I have to tell you, you know, the partnership with Stadium has just been fantastic. They share our vision for what the IFL can do and be and make, and it's certainly about great action. It's certainly about great close games like we have here, but all the gamification and the participation that fans are going to be able to have in real time makes it something different and something special. And I take my hat off to Jason Coyle, who definitely shared our vision, and Dave Scott over at Stadium, and then our friends with Beck Communications, your company, Mick, Derek Wilawa and Jordan Hassler, and the whole crew with Beck Communications and Stadium is making this very, very special. We're hearing only really good things about the quality of the telecast.
Absolutely, Dave. We appreciate that, and major props to our director, producer, Jordan Lowry, Brent Borkus, who have worked the hard, long hours, our engineer, Scott Lurch. And there's a penalty flag on the return after the 20-yard line from the Bucks.
Flag on the play.
That'll end the third quarter, too, once we receive the word on the penalty. And, Dave, we couldn't have done this without you, too, being able to be in the middle of this and being a part of what Stadium and Beck and everybody has done.
I appreciate you saying that, but that really starts with Steve Germain and his family, our principal behind the IFL Business Division. He loves this game, always has, and has a great enthusiasm for it, and he just doesn't see why this sport can't be as great and as popular as any other one, and that's just the way he views it. And you know, when you have leadership like that, it's easy to do things the right way.
We look forward to serving you here at your local community bank.
We've had some fun today on the IFL Game of the Week on Stadium, and we had our fan of the game selected. And the Spikes have come out to play.
The time they put into preparing that look and those shoulder pads has paid off.
Oh, he gave a woo, too, for the crowd and for
like
the cameras. That is our fan of the game here on Stadium. Bismarck back on the offensive end, and Couillette upended. Picks up a couple yards.
Tackle there, Tony Jones for sure. That is the end of the third quarter.
And that is now officially the end of the third quarter. We went to break, and they sorted some things out, and now it is officially the end of the third quarter.
All right, Scott, thank you so very much. We're getting everything.
36-35. Iowa leads in the game of the week on Stadium. 15 minutes left to decide who takes this one.
Who are joining us out here, and we're going to see.
In times like these, it's good to know there's a place where people know who you are, no matter how long you've been gone. A place where the smells of home cooking are still in the air, where a simple wave warms your heart, and sharing stories with family, friends, and your community is just a way of life. Yes, in times like these, it's good to be home. Farmers Union Insurance, protecting what's important in life.
Welcome back to the IFL Game of the Week on Stadium. 36-35. Some more on the field participation. We'll see if she can hit the target. That's what it's all about, though, the fan engagement, Dave. We've talked about that a little bit, but the fan engagement aspect of the IFL on-field promotions in the arena has really taken charge.
And now we're bringing it to the fans at home via Stadium. You need to go to watchstadium.com to find out all the different ways that you can interact every week with your favorite players and teams. And also go to Go IFL, where you can click.com, where you can click on to your favorite team and find out how to get tickets, merchandise, and get involved at games in person.
Dave, take a look at those total yards, 227 to 211. Every single stat is basically even, and the score indicates it.
If you just joined us, we have got a great IFL game going on Stadium.
Patience from Justin Rankin wiggles his way toward midfield, and that's a first down, a carry of 13 yards.
Great way for them to start the fourth quarter. I tell you what, you give him 2 steps upfield, and he is a handful.
10 carries, 53 yards for the Kent State product.
Little
Look at
shake
the patience
there, waiting for the block to set up, and then there he goes.
Well, Rod Miller, the coach, said he has some of the best vision and patience in the entire league, and when the offensive line moves one way and forces the defense that way, he can take it the other side and burn you. Glenn Coyette, empty backfield. He has 2 touchdown passes to Stokes today and hauls in his
3.
third.
Yeah, baby. Wow. That focus while he's taking a face full of dasher board.
25-yard strike to JT Stokes. This guy's on fire. That's 6 touchdowns in the last 2 weeks for this guy.
My goodness. And you talk about focus. Look at this right here as he looks it in, and that wall just came out of nowhere, Mick.
He doesn't mind.
No, he doesn't.
Well, the Bucks back in front. Neither team's really taken full command of this game.
No, not in the least.
Cody Barber has put this one through, and it's back to a 6-point game, 42-36. And as Dave mentioned, You Make the Call is live at watchstadium.com/YouMakeTheCall. Join us in a gamified experience through prediction-based questions and more. Play, watch, and more importantly, win great prizes. IFL season tickets, team merchandise, VIP experiences. It's never too late to sign up for the season-long experience at watchstadium.com/YouMakeTheCall.
Get involved with us. We want to get involved with you. And it's a great game, as you can see. If this is your first IFL game that you've ever seen, this is what you're signing up for. Great action, great football. And like I said, you also want to check out goifl.com so you can check out how to see games in your area. You know, Mick, the IFL is a coast-to-coast league right now and growing. We're at 12 teams competing right now, and it looks pretty clear that we'll be at least at 18 for 2022 after having just announced the latest team, the NHL's Golden Knights of Vegas have acquired a team to play in Vegas, and things are happening with the IFL.
It's encouraging to see the expansion with cities like Vegas, because you see the Las Vegas Raiders now, the Las Vegas Knights, bring an indoor football league team there. It's happening.
It's going to be interesting to see how this kick plays out. He's going to go deep with it.
And one of the first deep kicks we've seen from Barber.
Yep.
And the deuce rule doesn't apply until inside that end of the half or game slot.
The last minute of either half. What Mick's referring to is called the deuce. In the last minute
will start their series on the 20
of the half, if the kickoff goes through the uprights, it's 2 points. Therefore, it's known as the deuce.
But Barber that time put it right under the crossbar.
Yeah, he kicked it about a foot deeper than he wanted to. He wanted to hit that back wall, I think.
So amazing field position now for the reigning IFL MVP, DeQuan Neal and company. Neal's accounted for 3 total touchdowns today. From the 20 to the other side of the 20.
The Bucks have gone back to their game plan of rushing 3 and spying DeQuan Neal, and he responds with a completed pass.
Well, Kentrez Bell is showing out in his first game. That's a 10-yard catch for a first down. He had a 47-yard reception on his first catch of his IFL career for a touchdown in the first half. And with Andrew Mahoney and Bo Tanner both missing this game due to injury, what another weapon is. This is a weapon. DeQuan Neal slides in and out of trouble, somehow picks up 2.
On a broken play, but you really got to give Les Moss a lot of credit with virtually no time to prepare.
Yeah.
Only a matter of a few weeks. He's put together a really, really good team that, is playing another good team right down to the wire. And I think both of these teams are going to be there at the end, when playoff time comes.
Now, Bismarck has its best franchise start at 3-1 so far. Iowa's looking to avoid back-to-back losses. Overtime loss to the Gladiators last week. Here's Neal from the 17, floats one up, and Hollenbeck waltzes into the end zone, and Iowa ties things up.
And the play action has just become key to the Iowa attack tonight, whether it's setting up DeQuan Neal's passing or running. DeQuan is doing a great job of setting it up and really selling those fakes too.
Well, Kovalu's made Bismarck worry because of that 60 yards he's had today, and nobody's in front of Neal.
Yeah.
Hollenbeck, 2 catches, 2 touchdowns today. 1 of 15, 1 of 17. And the Barnstormers claim a 1-point lead here in the IFL Game of the Week on Stadium.
It's good. Barnstormers 5-1.
It's DeQuan Neal, the reigning IFL MVP, putting on a display.
With teams from coast to coast and growing, we are the Indoor Football League. The IFL is the nation's longest continuously running pro indoor football league, and we want you to get in on the action. Visit goifl.com to watch games, learn about our players and coaches, and click on your favorite team's site for tickets and official team merchandise. Follow us on social media and visit goifl.com.
Great shot of Wells Fargo Arena. 43-42, Indoor Football League Game of the Week on Stadium. Dave couldn't have asked for a better night overall. Fan engagement, product on the field, it's been incredible.
Yeah, it's just really exciting to bounce back after a year where the world stood still and, be able to get back to work and put on these types of shows for the fans. And it's not nearly over. We've still got a lot of IFL football to be played here tonight, and obviously it could go either way. I'm really going to be interested to see, though, with the Iowa Barnstormers, now that they've taken this commanding 1-point lead.
Commanding, he says.
I want to see if the pass rush heats up a little bit.
Yeah. Couillette's had plenty of time back there. One hopper. Breakaway speed by Kerrigan, and he's yanked down at the 15. Well, Glenn Couillette, 11 of 20, 168 passing yards, and 5 touchdowns. So back-to-back weeks, he has tied his career high with 5 touchdown passes, and he's been clean, no interceptions.
And in the second half, both quarterbacks have kind of answered the bell, haven't they? And they've kind of gotten a sense for what the defense is trying to do to them.
There's a wide receiver going to the special teams unit. Carrington Thompson bringing down Carrington.
Barnstormer fans are calling for some defense. We were just talking about. Let's see what the Barnstormer pass rush has in store.
So loudest this building has been tonight on defense. From the 15, Rankin loses his mouthpiece and has his mouth hit at the 16.
And they did send 4. They looked like they were going to bring the heat, and the Bucks answered with a running play that they were able to absorb with only a yard gain.
That's Edward Nelson Jr. on the defensive stop. He is active for the first time this season. Morehouse product from Chester, Pennsylvania. Earned a Bill Gates scholarship, full ride to college, was one of 1,000 to win after 100,000 applied. Said it changed his life forever, and now he's a rookie in the IFL playing professional football.
Yep.
There's Couillette from the 16. JT Stokes, does he have his 4th touchdown? He doesn't. The defense from John McClure holds tight for 3rd down.
Big play. It really looked as though he had him beat, and that was going to be a touchdown, but he stayed with it, as you'll see here, and just searched the ball with his hand. That's what you do when you got to turn your head. Ultimately, your hands got to search the ball by reaching out to the receiver's hands. That was an outstanding job.
St. Louis product, John McClure III, 2 years at Florida Tech, 1 year at Missouri, 1 year at Ridgewater Community College. He piled up some tackles, over 170 in his career. 3rd and long, Couillette has one batted down. 4th down. Bucks have only faced this once today.
Cromwell was set to intercept that ball.
The Iowa Barnstormer defense obviously has answered the call here in the 4th quarter, and a stop is so huge at this point.
4th and 9, what do you say, defense?
With them lining up to make the field goal attempt, still the Barnstormers need to be alert. This is a big stop, but as we've seen, they have some trickeration in their kicking game.
And the starting quarterback is the holder, too. So here's Cody Barber. And instead of planting one between the uprights, sends one through. And it's Iowa football. When we come back on Stadium, 43-42, it's tight football from Des Moines.
Bucks football is presented by these fine sponsors: Bank Communications Cooperative, Shields, Pure Country, Runnings Farm and Fleet, Taco Del Bar, Gluten Property Management. Bucks football is presented by these fine sponsors: Who Hot Mongolian Grill, Jiffy Lube, Hawk Tree Golf Course, Moss Adams, Premier Property, and Shields.
Bucks fans, it's Kid and Mascot Night at the Bismarck Event Center. Bring the family out to the IFL Game of the Week on June 5th at a special 7:05 kickoff. For more information on tickets, check out our website or call us today. Get yours now.
Welcome back to the IFL Game of the Week on Stadium. Dave Winham, Nick Tidrow on hand with our wonderful Stadium crew led by Jordan Lowry, Brent Borkus, Scott Lurch, and Zach Hoffner. After the kick into the end zone, Iowa starts at its own 5. And penalties fly. One flinch defensively. Ball was snapped prematurely, so a lot of action.
Wow, could that have been a game changer right there? That ball was snapped.
False start. Number 75 on the offense. Half the distance of goal, first down.
It's on the center, Zachary Fondle.
And yeah, when the center gets a false start in a situation such as that, that's the best outcome you could have had on that play. What a game changer that could have been.
This is a third different starting center in 3 weeks for Iowa.
Yeah.
Starting center, Quante Hines, out for the season now.
Look at that.
And there's a broken play turned into positive yards, and it's sliced out of his hands as Kavalu lost it at the 15. Bismarck says they have it, which would be the second fumble recovery for them today. Jackson ends up with it. It's Bismarck football with a chance to reclaim the lead. 8 minutes to go. Let's see who punched this thing out from Kavalu. Hendrick was there, and racing in is Dion Carter.
Boy, was he, what a timely play. I mean, he broke on that and had nothing in mind except knocking that ball loose. He had no thought of making a tackle. He was about getting that ball in.
The result of the play was a fumble recovery by Bismarck. After the play, unsportsmanlike foul, number 32 throwing the ball into the stands by the visiting team. 1st and 10.
That's the third forced fumble this year by Dion Carter, but now this ball is moved all the way back to the 20 instead of staying in plus territory.
Yeah, outstanding defensive play, you know, just having that nose for the ball, and you could see, you know, that's he had a mission, and it had nothing to do with the tackle. It was just about breaking that ball loose, and man, he got it done.
Ball spotted on the 20-yard line. 1st and 10.
But, you know, setting yourself back 15 yards after a game, you know, potential game-changing play, it's just, you know, it's got to be frustrating as a coach.
But the Bucks have now forced and recovered 2 fumbles. Couillette from his own 20. Scampers, tosses, Rankin drops, flag.
Ball intended for number 22. The pass attempt no good.
The way this play kind of took a while to set up, it'll be interesting to see what this call is, if they called an illegal defense as the flow of the play was going outside of the box.
Illegal defense, number 3, not aligned on his player and inside the belt. 5-yard penalty, remains first down.
That's kind of tricky to call on a play like that when the quarterback is rolling full speed towards the outside of the box, hits the brakes and throws across his body. You know, it's,
midfield.
You can kind of live with that one, I think.
That's on John McClure III.
Challenging to block the defense of the Iowa Barnstormers.
1st and 5 from midfield.
The best fans in the business, make some noise.
Couillette to Rankin. Wanted to run at the gut, waits for some room. Plows his way past the 20 up to the 19, and there's 6 yards.
Watch the way they block this play. We'll get a look at it in the replay where they just leave that backside end unblocked. Well, you say, well, okay, the backside end is unblocked. He's only 1 gap away. And I tell you what, the hard running of this kid has been impressive tonight, hasn't it?
It has, and he said that, hey, if I have my chance on any team, I'm going to make sure my name is heard. The Kent State product. Transferred to Northwest Missouri State. Wanted to hear his name called in the NFL draft in 2020. Did not. Comes to Bismarck and has put on a show. And now he has to put on a show to get out of here, and he is not going to. That is wrap-up defense led by Tony Jones.
And Tony Jones, speaking of calling out names, Tony Jones' name has been called out early and often this evening. And I tell you what, I'm so impressed with him.
And Tony Jones, the Texas Tech product, he was expected to see time in the NFL, but did not after he was released by the Rams as an undrafted free agent back in 2019. But you're right, he has been a force to be reckoned with, and opposing teams have not liked facing him.
No.
2nd and 13. Couillette wants the screen, and this time it's bottled up momentarily, and Rankin, he coughs up the football. McClure's there on top of it for Iowa.
That's a fumble, and the Barnstormers come up with it, baby! Yeah!
Back-to-back turnovers.
About this Barnstormer football.
And McClure has been electric today in Des Moines.
Yeah, baby.
Well, I tell you, just when it looked like the momentum was going all the way the other way, that first hit, even though he got out of it, had as much to do with that turnover as the follow-up break into the pile by the rest of his teammates. And that's what happens, you know, when the whole defense breaks on the ball like that. You never know, a guy might get away and the second guy knocks the ball loose, or the third guy rips it out. And that's great team defense and might be the difference in the game tonight.
And now you're handing the ball back to the reigning IFL MVP with a 1-point lead.
Right.
First turnover by the Bucks after they had just forced the second Iowa turnover. Here's Daquan Neal. Plenty of time. First play of the drive, and it's too far. Intended for one of the newest receivers on the block, Carrington Thompson.
Good looking pass protection. Daquan steps up in the pocket and throws just a smooth strike. It was just great coverage.
Well, Neal's 9 of 17 today, 161 yards, 3 touchdown passes. Also has a touchdown scamper.
Radio show with Joe Stacy. That's 6 to 7. Thursday night.
Kind of a fun game for your first IFL telecast there, Mick.
Well, Dave, I would say it's more than kind of. This has been extremely entertaining.
Yeah, man.
Cavallo waits, shows patience, breaks through a small hole, picks up 5. And Cavallo's now up over 63 yards, and it seems like he has been the one to open things up for Iowa's offense. It hasn't just been Neal's running ability.
No.
When Cavallo has taken some deep runs, opens up the receivers.
But while you say that, I feel it. I hear the bomb ticking. Can you hear the tick, tick, tick?
Pretty sure the last time we talked about this, Neal.
It's just about time.
Yeah.
It's just about time for him to either throw one or run one for a touchdown.
There's a timeout by Bismarck.
Timeout.
They have 2 left.
Maybe they feel like
their
it's
first
just about
timeout.
time also.
Ron Miller wants to talk it over. His team trails by 1. We're under 4 to go on the IFL Game of the Week on Stadium, and we'll be right back here on Watch Stadium. Bismarck will be 2. They play host to the Sioux Falls Storm next Saturday, 8 p.m. Eastern Time, 7 Central.
The Bismarck Bucks will have that place rocking. The team is off to a great start. They've got to be encouraged with what the fans of the Bismarck Bucks have got to be encouraged with what they're seeing tonight, as I'm sure the Iowa Barnstormer fans are. Jeff Lamberti made the point. We've got some strong teams with great players and great coaching, and man, it's going to play out to be a great season.
Having a good time here at Wells Fargo.
Bismarck off to its best start in franchise history at 3-1, trying to make that 4-1.
It's the IFL Game of the Week.
From the 23, it's Daquan Neal, 3rd and 6. There's that quarterback keeper, Dave. And he pushes his way to the 19 for a first down on 3rd.
That's enough for a Barnstormer first down.
Talk about having a nose for where the first down was, too. You know, he made it happen. And, you know, you can say, yeah, we're going to spy that kid. We're going to keep our jack linebacker over him. Yeah. That's no fun being that jack linebacker, I can tell you. He bought the first move, and Daquan Neal took the second one up for the first down.
One of the big players that could have been a spy on Neal today was Trey Harvey, a linebacker for Bismarck, not active today. So that's a big miss in the middle of that defense. 1-point lead, 3 to go. Neal to Hollenbeck, extends, and he's down at the 2-yard line.
And when the game's on the line, Daquan Neal goes to Hollenbeck on that crossing route, which I don't care if you're playing man or zone, that intermediate crossing route in this game is tough to cover, and you're throwing it to the guy who you know can make a play.
Well, Hendricks saved a touchdown for the moment, but time does trickle off the clock now. 2.5 minutes is still a lifetime.
Oh my goodness, as we learned in the end of the first half.
We'll have a break at the 1-minute warning. Iowa 3 timeouts, Bismarck 2. Here's Neal. Quarterback keeper dances his way, shoved around by Devon Keith. There's a penalty.
Flag on the play.
Well, Devon Keith nearly yanked him down with 3 fingers.
Holding, number 67 on the offense. 10 yards from the spot of the foul, first down.
And you know, with the clock running down just about to the 2-minute mark at 2:08, and then walking off this holding penalty, it's going to be first down at the, what are they going to set it at, the 15? That really is not a bad outcome for the Barnstormers at this point in the game, with the lead and a fresh set of downs. And what's it going to be, 12 yards to work with?
So how do you handle this now if you're Iowa? You have this much time, and Bismarck still has 3 breaks it'll get.
Well, I think what you do is you do kind of what we were talking about in the first half. You let them use their timeouts, just gain yardage, but you don't have to be in a hurry to score. Obviously, if you can get a touchdown after burning off a little bit more time, you're going to be in a great position to win.
43-42, Barnstormers head by 1.
If you can, you know, before the kick, be 7 points up, you know, and
it was shy of the goal.
Go for your 8-point lead, you're going to be in a pretty good position, obviously.
Reigning IFL MVP rears back, finds another touchdown to Carrington Thompson. Daquan Neal's 4th touchdown pass and Thompson's 1st career IFL touchdown. Question becomes, Dave, you're up 7, you kick the extra point, you're up 8, you go for 2, you're up 2 scores.
And you know, I think you would ordinarily want to just go ahead and kick the ball and go up by 8, obviously, but you know, the only decision that would come into play as in regards to that is just if you felt like your kicker was having an off night and your gut told you that you wanted to go the other way with it. But you know, if you have 8 and they only score once, they can't beat you, can they? Well, I guess
on the deuce rule,
unless they kick the deuce, right?
Rule, yeah.
This is the IFL, and we're at the 1-minute mark where the deuce applies.
Daquan Neal, Carrington Thompson link up. 7-point lead for the Barnstormers with 1 to go.
Bucks fans, it's Kid and Mascot Night at the Bismarck Event Center on Saturday, June 5th. Join us and all your favorite local mascots as the Bucks take on the Sioux Falls Storm. Proceeds from our generous sponsors in the 50-50 raffle will be donated to Brave the Shave. Bring the family out to the nationally televised IFL Game of the Week on June 5th at a special 7:05 kickoff time for great entertainment. Free ticket vouchers can be printed from the Bucks social media accounts. Get yours now or call 701-595-0771 for more ticket information.
Mattress Firm's Memorial Day sale is the perfect time to buy a Purple mattress. You've heard about it, now stop in and try the Purple Smart Comfort Grid technology. This means no more back pain no matter your body type. Get Mattress Firm's 120-night comfort trial and 0% financing up to 5 years. Top it off with huge savings and free gift with purchase. In stock, ready for immediate delivery, or pick it up yourself and toss it in the trunk. Find your Purple mattress at Mattress Firm's Memorial Day sale, where North Dakota shops for Purple.
Well, after the 1-minute warning, Les Moss has decided to take his kicker off the field, put Daquan Neal back on the field, and potentially make this a 9-point game, which would be 2 possessions. Minute to go. Neal shows patience, floats one up, Hollenbeck too far. So now Bismarck needs a touchdown and an extra point to tie this up.
Well, you know, some people might question that call, but I don't know that I'm ever going to question putting the fate of a game in the hands of Daquan Neal.
Yeah, I think that's a smart call too.
Bismarck Bucks.
But now it's Glenn Coyette and company's turn. You can still kick a deuce, though, now if you are Iowa. If that was your plan all along and you missed the 2-point conversion, you can risk it here and try for the deuce.
Of course, if you miss it, if you're wide right or wide left, you're giving your opponent the ball. with great field position.
Is it worth the risk? At this juncture of the game, is it worth the risk, Dave?
Here again, you have to think about the coach and what he sees in practice all week long, and what he's seen tonight, and what he feels like his guy can do.
Well, his guy is Nathan Criswell.
And again, as we saw in the first half, we've got a minute to go. There could be 4 more touchdowns before this game's over.
It's very possible.
This is not the same as a NFL or NCAA game being a 7-point lead with a minute to go.
What do you say? Let's do this thing.
Criswell wants the onside kick instead. This surprises everybody, and there could be the biggest play of the night as Hollenbeck snags it.
And who did they go to with the game on the line? Once again, they go to Hollenbeck, and he makes the play.
You want to control the
It was beautifully executed.
You're going to have to fight for it, baby.
That may be the call of the game right there, Coach Moss. Here it is. Look at the height he gets on that pop. And Hollenbeck is there to make a play. Outstanding execution of an onside kick for any league.
Yeah. Les Moss rolled the dice in one way that we didn't expect. We didn't expect to see that onside kick.
59 seconds.
And then, we've been saying it. This game has had it all. It's had great running plays, great defense, great passing plays, and trickeration in the kicking game.
Under Coach Les.
Welcome to the IFL. If this is your first game joining us on Stadium.
In front of the greatest fans in the IFL.
So the ball is in the hands of Daquan Neal as the timer ticks. Now at 59 seconds. And Cavallo breaks through a seam. There's an 8-yard carry.
Forward momentum stops at about the 23-yard.
And the Bucks have to burn the timeouts. They have 2 left.
Timeout. Bismarck.
And they use one of those 2.
This game, as we commented on in the first half, has really had terrific tempo to it and just great action. You couldn't ask for a better game.
IFL on Stadium continues next week in Bismarck. It's the Bucks back in action against the Sioux Falls Storm. So that'll be the 2nd straight week the Bucks are on Stadium, and the 3rd time in 4 weeks we'll see the Sioux Falls Storm.
And the Iowa Barnstormers want to thank our training table sponsors.
The whole idea behind our initial 10 games on Stadium is try to kind of move through the region. So once we kind of get through this little Midwest run, then we're going to head south and west from there.
And we'll see some teams in Frisco, Spokane. Playbook opens up a little bit. There's Cavallo, turns the legs, 3 yards and a first down.
It looks like it is. It's another Iowa Barnstormer first down.
Bucks.
Another big aspect of this team is being able to put a game away like this. They make a gutsy call on the kickoff that, think about it if that didn't work out. And Bismarck would have probably already scored by now, and we would have had a tie game, right?
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah. You have the ball on the 15-yard line with an offense that's thrown for almost 200 yards and 5 touchdowns.
But as of right now, you've got an Iowa team that's running the ball and doing the things they need to do to put the game away. Don't get me wrong, it's the IFL. Anything can happen still. So don't change that station quite yet. But they're doing the things that they need to do to put a game away, and it's so impressed with the Barnstormers and really the courage that Les Moss had to pull off that onside kick. The execution could not have been better.
And Criswell and Hollenbeck teaming up for that onside kick. Moss uses a timeout here, has 2 left with 23 seconds. It is 1st and 10. The Bucks elected to not burn that final timeout on that last play.
Yeah, I think Coach Moss just wanted to make sure he had everybody on the same page.
There's Neal off to Cavallo. Keith slings him down. That's a timeout, Bismarck. 18 seconds left to go. We'll see if the Bucks can force something. Down 7. DeQuan Neal and company have 18 seconds left to run this clock out. Cavallo, who's been a massive force in this game, icing it here. He has 12 carries, 80 yards. Dave, and 2 touchdowns. He set up what DeQuan Neal was able to do because his presence running the football changed the complexion of this game.
And what a game it was. I mean, it just was so entertaining to watch. The players for both teams, couldn't have played any harder. We had really every element of a great game you could hope for. I hope everybody on stadium enjoyed it as much as the folks did here at Wells Fargo Arena.
Well, the Barnstormers avenged last week's overtime loss. They're 2-1. The Bucks fall to 3-2. We'll wrap things up here on Stadium. The Iowa Barnstormers victorious.
This team, ladies and gentlemen, has been an absolute
great game.
We'll look forward to
Bet Connect, the official communications provider of the Bismarck Bucks. Bet Connect, the official replay sponsor of the Bismarck Bucks.
We look forward to serving you here at your local community bank.
Cluton Property Management, the official game ball sponsor of the Bucks. Cluton Properties, the official housing sponsor of the Bismarck Bucks. Bucks football is presented by these fine sponsors: Aramark, Dakota Community Bank and Trust, Dickinson State University, Torgerson Auto Center, Stone Home Brewing Company, and West River Chiropractic. Mattress Firm, the official timeout sponsor of the Bismarck Bucks. West River Chiropractic, the sponsor of the second half adjustments. Bucks football is presented by these fine sponsors: Action Motorsports, Bill Barth Ford, Glenn's Welding, H.A. Thompson & Sons, Taco Del Mar, and Veracity Motors.
When no one else is around, champions get to work. They never rest, never settle.
Bucks football is presented by these fine sponsors: Who Hot Mongolian Grill, Jiffy Lube, Hawk Tree Golf Course, Moss Adams, Premier Property, and Shields. Bucks football is presented by these fine sponsors: Bank Communications Cooperative, Shields, Pure Country, Runnings Farm and Fleet, Taco Del Mar, Cluton Property Management.
This one didn't disappoint today from Iowa. 49-42 was our final as the Barnstormers improved to 2-1, defeat the Bismarck Bucks by 7. It took some gutsy play calls from Les Moss near the end of that game on an onside kick to seal the deal. Let's go ahead and take you through this one. It was 10-6 early in the game. The Bucks led, and from there it was back and forth football, Dave. Neither team really gained control, even until the final whistle.
Well, Mick, I want to ask you a question. Was there ever a point in this game where you just knew who was going to win?
Absolutely not.
No. And there's not too many games like that.
Yeah.
Where you just don't know who's going to win. Now, granted, in the waning seconds after the first down, the game was in hand, but this one could have gone either way. The whole way.
You saw the reigning IFL MVP, Daquan Neal, just make things happen with his legs and his arm. He accounted for 5 total touchdowns, 4 through the air. And he had a special day with that man, one of the newest on the block. And Carrington Thompson, 5 catches, 80 yards, and a touchdown. And Elad Kravalu may have really opened up the seam for Neal today.
I'm going to tell you, the Bismarck Bucks had a pretty good plan for these guys, and it was working for some amount of the time, but it's the little things that Daquan does. Just handling, the center quarterback exchange has been a big problem for this team, and he just routinely handles them and then makes plays. Here's an example of them deciding not to rush him and spy him, and he just goes over the top.
That was Kentrez Bell on a 47-yard touchdown reception, his first ever IFL catch. So there's the final stat look, 49-42. Iowa led in every category, but the Bucks had them even almost the entire game until that fourth quarter.
Yeah, just in the fourth quarter, and we had a couple of turnovers when it had been a pretty clean game up until that point. And I'm just really impressed with the level of play, not just with either of the teams, but just the quality of play tonight was very, very fun to watch.
Well, that does it for our coverage of the IFL Game of the Week on Stadium. It's Iowa 49, Bismarck 42 for our entire crew today, led by producer-director Jordan Lowry, Brent Borkus, Jared Calvert, Zach Hoffner, Truman Boyd-Harris, Zach Stuber, and our engineer Scott Lurch, my broadcast partner Dave Winham. I'm Mick Tidrow saying so long from Des Moines, Iowa. Barnstormers improved to 2-1 on the season. We'll see you next week in Bismarck.